Hello, my friends. How are you? How are things? I won't even lie to y'all. I'm tired. Ugh. My God. I had all that time off stream to yawn, and then just now, of course. How are we doing? For my American friends, how are your holidays? Huh? Ugh, can't hear me. Rude. Discord, why? Why are you this way? Yeah, see, that would be why. How's that? Still no. All right, hold on. YouTube chat, I see you. Discord's being annoying. Okay, how's that? I don't know what happened with the latest update for my headphones, but it keeps trying to set my microphone as... See, that's the wrong device again. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Use my nice microphone, please. It's a very nice one. Okay. That should be better. Okay. How's that? Can you hear me now? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the most recent update for my headphones. This is happening on my computer at home too, but it keeps trying to auto set my headphones as my microphone, and then it will just pick nothing up, which is so rude because I have a very nice microphone on both of my computers and it's not working. I have to actually unplug my headphones on my home computer to get my like therapy microphone to work. Isn't that silly? Okay, let's make sure that that is all situated. There we go. No, don't do that. Okay, sorry. Surviving for now. Thanksgiving was good. I'm doing Hi, hello. Yes. For those of you that are new, that's my cat. Her name's Echelon. We call her Esh for short. Erin and I have been sort of jokingly calling her Lonnie lately, and I don't know how I feel about it. She has like a really long and convoluted name, and I feel like having a better nickname would be good. But echelon is not really an easy one to make a nickname out of. So feel free to input your suggestions today. We're taking advice. I know Eshy is fine, but I feel like when I explain to people like, oh, her name's Echelon, but you can call her Eshy, they're like, Ashy? Like they want to call her a name that starts with an A, and that doesn't really translate, you know? I guess you could just call her Ash. Thanks, Allie. Yeah, I had hair washing day yesterday, and I was like, it's Thanksgiving. I don't want to do my hair, so I didn't. She is a precious angel. I know, she's so cute. Hi, Coco. Appreciated so much the realness of the podcast. I have chronic illness and felt super understood. Oh, Coco, I'm glad. I've seen actually like a good amount of feedback about that y'all really enjoyed Aaron and I being a little bit more like unbuttoned, I guess. Which was nice because we were a little nervous. We were like, what if people hate this? But it seems like y'all didn't hate it. Shelly. Okay, that's kind of cute. Also, Snurge is happening. Like, maybe, actually. It depends. It depends on the moving situation. Aaron and I might have to move. So, if we have to move states, that is a whole different ball game. But we'll see. I would really like for that to be real. I've not seen the latest pod episode yet. I'm more inclined to check it out after this. I was busy yesterday anyhow. Yeah, Aaron and I might have to move for Aaron's job. It's a whole thing. We explain it more in detail. Oh, you know what? I think it's the podcast episode that's going up next month. Not next month, next week. Surprise. Yeah, so that might be happening. A little bit of a bummer. Yeah, move states. I know. The grief pod episode. Yes, exactly. Come to Canada. Okay, Wolf Trap, I want you to know, me and the rest of America looked into it. It's very difficult to move to Canada. I looked into like a visa through like a skilled worker visa, because pretty much everywhere in the world is like, yes, if you're a therapist, please move here. But it's very difficult, especially because Canada cares a lot about your like crossover skills. They care that you're bilingual. There are other places obviously in the world that care a lot that you're bilingual too. So it's yeah, it's difficult getting passports, at least. Yes, definitely. I hope you can recreate your background. I know, Rosebud. That was one of the first things that I thought about. Oh, hi, Darren and your pets. Thank you. Please do come to Canada. Canada's having its own conservative uprising, to my understanding. That, yes, that is also a thing, actually. Canada is going through it as well. Lots of conservatism just really leaking into our lives. Watch the pod and sending you huge hugs. Thank you, Christine. Thank you. You look lovely today. I'm sure that you look lovely also. Come to me in France. We don't have enough English-speaking therapists. Oh, that's nice. I feel like most people in France probably don't feel that way. From my understanding, coming to France and not speaking the language is like a big no-no, because people are very insistent that you learn how to speak French, like native French people, French speakers especially. Yeah, I've heard that Canada's going through it too. I'm so sorry. For all of you who are going through it in Canada as well, big love to you, because, you know, I see you. I feel uniquely qualified to see you in your struggles. My therapist likes to vacation in Costa Rica. Oh, that's so funny. I'm asking because I want to help, and I've got some familiarity with government. Oh, hold on. How much research have you done into the actual legal and paper process of starting a religious organization? So a fair amount, actually. In the United States, really, the process, briefly, is as follows. You need to have, like, beliefs and practices, like tenets, and religious practices. Hi, bye. Thank you for the $5. Gonna be moving house soon, and it's so depressing to have to move the rest of my decor since my landlord is trying to sell our current place. I feel that. Hi, bye. I'm so sorry you have to move. That's really a bummer. The decor aspect of it is like so sad, because when you put a lot of effort into something that you're really proud of, and then you're like, oh, okay, well, I guess we have to move then. But okay, so yes, starting a religion, starting a church, you need to have beliefs and practices like religious tenets, you know, moral and ethical tenets for your church, and then you need to outline specific practices. Those all need to be held in earnest. They need to be real things that you actually believe. Your religion does not have to have, certainly not a Christian deity, but it also doesn't necessarily need to be organized in that way, but it does need to have like similar structure. And then after you have that, you need to have a leadership board. You need to have some kind of leadership structure that is not just a single person. So you can't have a singular person be the, authority in your church. You need to have at least two, but ideally like a board or like a, bunch of chairmans is kind of the recommendation. And then after you do that, I know, Allie, I thought the same thing. I know. Yes. Yeah. You can't have a cult of personality. After that is all established, then you need to file for to be recognized with your state. So for us, if we stay here, it would be being filed with the state of Arizona, who thankfully has pretty liberal policies. Not liberal, certainly, but loose expectations about those things. And then once you're officially recognized in that capacity, then you can file with the IRS federally to receive your 501c3 nonprofit and tax exempt status. So that's kind of like the, order of operations, if you will. It sounds simple on paper, but it is somewhat complicated because the IRS is pretty stringent, especially with their 501c3 like tax exempt status. That is a lot of paperwork. So it's recommended that you talk to a lawyer and get some legal help with the paperwork. There's a lot of paperwork and documentation. You could be the Snope. The primes and the profits. Yes, exactly. Can one of our tenants be David Tennant? I'm so excited to move, but it's so far away. Oh, hi, bye. I'm sorry. Boop, 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 boop. Hold on. First time here, and I just gotta say this kitty is adorable. Oh, hi. Kylara. If I pronounce your name incorrectly, please let me know, and then let me know how to pronounce it. But thank you. Thanks for coming to stream. We're excited to have you. The cat is my cat. That's my baby. Or one of them, anyways. That's Echelon. Yes, it is tenants, by the way. I'm working on my CPA in California, so if you need some accounting or finance help, oh, thank you. I know I saw a bunch of you offer help. That's really kind. The move-in date, not physically far away. Okay, well, that's nice. I mean, I guess, sort of. I've already started on the tenants. Okay, but that's kind of the thing, too, is that, like, as much as it is not compulsory, right? Like the religion is certainly not a thing that is required. It's not necessary. And it also would not be like a central part of the channel in the sense that we're now making like religious content. We do very much have clear values and beliefs on the channel and in our community that are held in earnest, right? And so that's not difficult, really. Joe, thank you for the $5 for the Snurch Creation Fund. I appreciate you. And yeah, honestly, like practices even too, right? Like we meet every Friday. We have community gatherings every Friday or once a week anyways. We, especially in the server, the Discord server, we have dedicated spaces for supporting community members and for uplifting community members. There are events that are often reflective of our values and beliefs here. So it's really not like that far of a jump, honestly. Like I said, I think it's just something that we're looking into for the purpose of continuing to protect our community and our community members legally if we have to, right? I think it's important, and I think it also provides us with the opportunity to do a lot of good It's a lot easier to feed into a community when you have a separate entity that's tax exempt and that's also a nonprofit, because that makes it a lot easier to host charitable events and, provide aid and, pour into your community. Like that's a very wonderful and like I think important part of our community that I would like to be able to do more often, Angela, I haven't been here in ages, finally catching a live. Glad to see you. Thanks for coming back. Hi, Mr. Munchie. Thank you, Pug, for gifting 5 memberships. Let's see. We have Allie and Christine and Shanice, Kylara, and Nicole. Welcome to the McNugs. Excuse. Boop, boop, boo. Yes, exactly. Very Pastafarian and Satanic Temple. Yes, very much so. Mod targeted gifting. I know. To be clear, you can't choose who you gift the memberships to. It just chooses them at random. So congratulations to our mods who are now also McNugs. Could officiate people's weddings. Stop. That's so funny. I could actually. We could have Snurch official weddings. Yeah, Snurch for the community. Very much so. When mods are gifted memberships. Oh, is it? I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe. It's not honoring weddings, I know. Hi, Jessica. Thanks for coming. I think I missed something up here. Hold on. Oh, okay, Rowan. So very similar to the Satanic Temple. There are protections in this country, the United States, that are afforded to religions specifically, right? We have the freedom of religion and then therefore the freedom to practice our religion in the way that it's instructed by our religious tenets. And so like the Satanic Temple uses this to their advantage all the time because one of their central tenets is bodily autonomy. So the Satanic Temple ends up in a lot of legal mumbo jumbo in state Supreme Courts, in federal Supreme Courts, talking about how, for example, a federal abortion ban is an infringement on their religious right to bodily autonomy. So it's kind of an interesting workaround that when your church does genuinely, in earnest, believe in these values that are being infringed upon by attempted legislation, it affords you the opportunity to potentially say, excuse me, hello, no, actually, you cannot do that because you are violating our freedom of religion. So, yeah, well, and Allie, that's what I was saying, that like we have like a very obvious and clear track record of truly, genuinely believing in these things. It's not a joke. We're not making it up, right? Like we have a whole community and years and years of literal video content demonstrating that our community does genuinely hold that as a central value here. So, I mean, I think it's worth exploring anyways. We have not yet talked to a lawyer about it. And so we're going to need to talk to a lawyer to figure out what our path forward looks like, if at all. But I think it's worth exploring for the purpose of using the protections that are afforded to religions, which our community does have a lot of moral and ethical tenets that look very similar to a religion. And so if we just formalize that, is it possible in theory for us to protect our community in that way? I left the church a long time ago, but would join this one in a second. Thank you. That's very nice. That's good to hear. Hi, Curious Nonsense. Hi, Patchouli. Let's all become sasters and snuns. Doop, doop, doop. Moo. The fact that we would need a legal church for our beliefs to be respected is kind of sad. Yeah, I mean, like, fair and true, but also, like, I don't know, I kind of get it. Emily, thank you for the $4.99. I'm very grateful for you and your channel. Watching your channel actually inspired me to find a new therapist that I love. Oh my God. Emily, I'm so excited for you. Thank you for the $4.99. And I hope that your new therapist is like the best, most amazing fit. I saw something and then I lost it. Hold on. Also, Hattie sharing Trisha Paytas gifts. I may have a little news. Cobble Jen, what's your news? Hard times are looking to get even harder. Oh, Cobblejen, I'm sorry. Happy Thanksgiving. Hi, Joshua. Yes, I'm glad that we've had some time off for the holidays at least. Hi, is that Schlitz of Link? Your name is cut off, but I'm assuming that's what it is. Hello, nice to see you. Mind letting me know what you find? Ooh, hold on. I work in a compliance department of a 501c3. I should look into the paperwork. Ooh, if you find anything of interest, please do feel free to share. Would Republican executive officials actually respect your religious right to an abortion, though? I'm not sure that freedom of religion would actually persist in their world. Well, and that's kind of the question, right? Is that like, does that really matter in theory? And to be clear, it's not just about abortion. I think it's also relevant in regards to trans-affirming healthcare, especially because there's a lot of legislation and a lot of chit-chat about that, right? And even potentially relevant in regards to like the use of contraception or like Plan B. All of those are things that are sort of, I don't know, it's like up for interpretation. I think the question is not necessarily whether or not you're allowed to do it, because you can do whatever you want. It's just the question of whether you're being subjected to the legal ramifications. Oh, Schlitzo Flink. That's so much more helpful. Thank you. Not a diagnosis, but a made-up word. I improved. Improved is a way of joking with my friend. Okay. Thank you for the clarification. But it's a question of like whether or not it's worth it in theory for the church to go to bat for those people if they should find themselves on the receiving end of legal action, right? My birth control pill is my only communion. It would give you a fighting chance in court. Yes, exactly. That's kind of the thing. Is that it does in theory put people in a position where they could petition the court to say, excuse me, no, right? Like, we need to at least have a conversation about this, which is why it would be important for us to talk to a lawyer about it, because that's expensive, right? The Satanic Temple has the money to do that because they're a well-established religion that's been around for a very long time, and has a lot of notoriety, right? Don't get me wrong, like, my channel's not small necessarily, but would we in theory be even able to accrue the finances necessary to go to bat for someone if that should happen? You know, like, that's something that's worth considering, because if it's not, then it's kind of a question of whether it's worth doing in the first place, you know? And well, to be fair, it's not just for that reason, though. I genuinely want to like have a nonprofit to feed back into the community. That's been part of my 30-year plan, actually, for a very long time. Fun fact about early grad school Mickey, when people would ask about like, what's your 30-year plan? I would tell people that I wanted to open a nonprofit. I wanted to open a behavioral health agency that provided people low-cost services and like fed back into the community and like did all these things. So like, you know, sometimes 30-year plans just like evolve a little bit. Also, why does my face look so red in the feedback? Does my face look red to y'all? It looks really red to me. Maybe it's the curtains. Is my face warm? I don't know. I wonder if the Satanic Temple would be willing to support a sister religion of the Church of Snod, could be a branch of another group with more resources. That's an interesting question, Rowan. Yeah, potentially. 30-year plan. I don't know. Not die. Allie, I think grad school Mickey was a little bit more optimistic. Who the fuck's talking about 30-year plans? Most I've ever heard is 5. Apparently me and the people that I went to grad school with, I think a professor asked me about it, actually. I'm wondering what it says about me that no one has ever asked me about my 30-year plan. Listen, I think we've talked actually on the pod about how I also had a very specific timeline. This was back before Aaron and I realized that we didn't want to have kids, but I had a very specific timeline for when Aaron and I would try to conceive, would conceive, and then birth a child so that it would be birthed in the optimal time window, both for work and for weather, and for Aaron and I to be like most present during pregnancy and childbirth and the early newborn phase. So, you know, if that's at all a window into the way that I used to be, still am sometimes, but, you know, very anal retentive, very detail oriented. I don't have a 30-year plan. Damn, I'll be 61. I know, Jesse. I know, thinking about that now. When I was first talking about a 30-year plan, I think I was 21, 22. So that was like almost 10 years ago. We've made it 10 years into the 30-year plan. Might be the camera color correcting for the green hair. Oh, that's fair, Allie. Yeah, I don't know. My face doesn't feel warm, but it looks very warm. I never heard even as a 30-year plan as a concept. Am I weird? Is that what we're discovering? Is that I'm a weirdo? I know it's a 20-year plan. 20 years left of the 30-year plan is what we're going to call it. Kids are plan destroyers. Yeah, that's valid. I could see that. I'm ready to get mean. Hi, Chris. I know. I was watching TikToks earlier this week, and one of the ones that Aaron and I were laughing at was this one about how good it feels when your friend calls you and is like, okay, can I just be mean for a second? So that's the energy that we're channeling for today. Feel free to rant about anything that you guys have going on. I don't know, Nicole. I think people just felt like it was like a good, like even number. Is that less red? Why am I so red? Okay, yeah, I think it's the camera. Oh, maybe not. Who knows? It doesn't matter. Isn't a 30-year plan the same thing as buying a time capsule or burying a time capsule to dig up when you're old? I guess so. I thought it was a 5-year plan. That's as far into the future as I can go, which is super valid, to be clear. I know. I'm being attacked. I have a side DM Discord where we don't even have to preface anything we say. Okay, love that, Lou. That's the way that it should be with like really close friends. The answer is always yes. Yes, exactly. Something that's not mentioned a lot is the requirement for birth control for high-risk meds. High-risk meds. I have lupus and some of my meds cause severe birth defects, so birth control is a requirement for me. Oh, that's scary. I didn't know that that was a thing. I guess I was vaguely aware of that, but I've not really actively considered that before. That feels really rude. Okay, hold on, Discord. Stop doing that. Jesus Christ. Me and my friends don't typically preface our events, but then we've known each other for 15 years at this point. Is today the day we find out Mickey's ancestors turned into red pandas? I wish. I don't think so, though. Today is the day that we find out that Mickey's hips partially dislocate really easily. I learned about a word, actually, on TikTok called subluxate, which is like a partial dislocation of your joints. And I realized I think that's what's been happening to my joints all this time. Because I will say sometimes that my joints have like a really loose appreciation for where they ought to be. But I was like, they're not fully dislocating, though. That's like when your arm's just like hanging, right? Like that's not what's happening. Turns out you can partially dislocate them. So I think that's what's happening. Okay. Lily, do you want me to read that out loud for all of YouTube and Discord to hear, or is that for Discord only? Tell me why I thought you were going to finish that sentence with don't lie. Yeah, my hips also don't lie in that they dislocate really easily. Question, Mickey, what got you into starting your YouTube channel, and do you recommend others to start their own now that they're unemployed? Others is me. Yeah, it was Aaron. We had talked a lot about whether we should start a channel because I would get questions all the time about just like small things, you know, like how to find a therapist and whatever. And we were like, you know, maybe we should just make a YouTube channel and like put all these videos up for people to like have these answers so I don't have to type it out over and over again. And Aaron was like, I don't know, I think you could be good at it, you know, like you're a good speaker, like maybe we should talk about like blah blah blah. And then I was like, okay. So we sat down and started filming. The early videos were really bad, to be clear, really really bad. But yeah, I mean, the thing is that it's really hard. I'll be very honest with you. I think the first year and a half, probably, we were just like yelling into the void. Maybe the first year, we were just yelling into the void. It was like me and Aaron and my parents and like a few of our close friends that would watch the YouTube videos. And then maybe a few, you know, one-offs here and there. But otherwise, like there really were not a lot of people watching the videos, and it's very demoralizing. So, if you do want to start a YouTube channel, like go in with the expectation that it's really, really hard, to get traction and that it will feel discouraging at first. I think ultimately the people who stick with it and continue shouting into the void are the people who are successful. But also, for what it's worth, I do think that Aaron and I just got dumb lucky. We just got dumb lucky. And there are a lot of people who make really, really good content on this platform that just don't have the numbers that we do through no fault of their own, right? They're doing all the right things. They're following the strategies. And sometimes it just doesn't happen. So I don't like when people present it as though like, you know, if you just use X, Y, or Z strategies, then you're destined to succeed. Like that's not necessarily true. So just be aware of that, you know, like I said, there are a lot of people who make great, great content and just don't get rewarded for it because yes, it's an algorithm slot machine, punk. Absolutely. Okay, hold on. Rant from Lilybug. Here's my rant for today. I don't understand some people's inability to listen/read. There are some financial advisors I've worked with. I work at a financial company's call center who wouldn't trust anywhere near my money because they don't understand even basic things that should have been a requirement for them to become licensed advisors, and yet they still wholeheartedly believe that I'm personally holding their clients' money hostage. I've literally been told that. That is so infuriating, Lily. I am so sorry. That actually would be like me snapping a pencil in half, kind of angry at my desk because like, why? Like, why are people this way? It's the confidently being bad thing that really gets me. It's one thing to just be bad at things or to be wrong. I'm like, you know, if you're like inconveniencing me with being wrong or bad, then I'm like, whatever. But if you're just like bad generally, then I'm like, whatever. But to be confidently wrong and then to be like, boo, 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 at someone else, like, are you okay? Why are you being this way? Bye, Emily. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'd love to stay, but I have to take a shower and maybe move around a little. Ooh. I hope that goes wonderfully. High five for moving your body. Okay, please look into hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I know. I talked with my neurologist about it and got promptly rebuffed. So I'm going to try to find a rheumatologist to validate my suffering. I have been keeping a list since you guys have started talking to me about it. I'm like, okay, maybe I do have a hypermobile EDS, and I've been keeping a list of symptoms. Turns out there's a lot of things actually that can be associated with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos. Like I didn't realize that your teeth moving a lot was potentially related to that. I didn't also realize that other people couldn't just move their fucking teeth around. Like if I put my back into it over the course of like, I don't know, a few weeks, I can move my teeth. Like I have accidentally moved one of my teeth because I can't brush my front tooth with my electric toothbrush. So I have been like resting my toothbrush on this tooth and I moved it on accident. I like moved it back into my mouth and I don't know how to get it back. So yeah, fun fact, that's a thing. Yeah, apparently not. There's lots and lots of things. Yeah, you should be able to move your teeth. Yeah, there's lots and lots of things that are associated with it, to be clear. Just having one thing doesn't necessarily EDS make, but what you're describing happens in my nightmares. I'm sorry, little E. I mean, me too, to be fair. Where do you put them? Oh, yeah. There's a crossover, a connection. There's also, it's like a strange little circle of things like autism, EDS, PMDD, what is the MCAS? The one where you're like allergic to your own tears. That thing, POTS. Yeah. There's like a strange circle of things that are like oddly related and we don't really understand why. There are theories as to why, but we're not really confident as to why. Gastroparesis, yeah, that too. MCAS, yeah. POTS, MCAS, EDS. Yeah, the hypermobile kind isn't able to be diagnosed genetically yet, which is also why it can be hard to get a diagnosis, because if you have a doctor who is particularly invalidating, then they're like, there's no test, you seem fine, get out. Hi, Katie, thank you. I am going to rock the green hair until after the new year. I've been trying to figure out MCAS for myself all year since I have POTS and I'm hypermobile. I don't really understand what MCAS is, I'll be perfectly honest, but it sounds really scary. It's wild when you realize that something that's always been true for you is not true for other people. Nicole, very much that. Yes. Teeth things give nightmares. I'm so sorry. I do sometimes have nightmares about my teeth turning to liquid and me swallowing them, which I think is literally a joke from The Office, but oh my God, Coley, that is so scary. I'm so sorry about your tooth. I hope it's better now. Mast cell activation syndrome. That's what it is. Yeah, MCAS. Boop, boop, boop. Hold on. I'm just looking at something. Oh, pigeon pose. I actually do really like a good pigeon pose for stretching the old hips out. You should get a little bobble hair ties and tinsel Christmas tree. What, Eric? Get little bobble hair ties and tinsel for Christmas tree hair. Oh, because my hair is green. Got it. I bet I could turn it into a little triangle head. I bet I could have like triangle hair if I just got like a really tiny tomato vine supporter thing and just like boop, like put it on a headband. I bet I could get Christmas tree hair. I dream mine crumble out of my mouth. Oh God, Brittany. Although those old commercials. I thought it was normal to be in horrible pain when you ran. It took 18 years to realize that people didn't have higher pain tolerances than me. Nicole, oh my God. Allie, yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking of. A psychiatrist told my wife they couldn't have ADHD because they graduated college. Yeah. Adult ADHD, especially for folks that catch the brunt of misogyny, is like really not a fun time. I haven't been to the dentist in like 10 years and now I'm terrified to go. Going to the dentist, if you have the ability to, is very, very important. And also, honestly, one thing I recently learned from my MRI is that being very honest about the level of fear and anxiety that you have helps a lot. I'm usually the like silent sufferer, and that means that doctors treat me like, oh, you're totally fine. But when I tell you that I was crying, not quite scream crying, but like bawling my eyes out at my MRI. And everyone was so nice to me. It shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't have to be crying in order for them to treat you kindly. Christine, I did have oral sedation. I was still crying with oral sedation. When I tell you that I do not like MRI machines, like I am being so incredibly serious. I do not like being confined into that little tube. Ooh, just even thinking about it now. Feels stressful. Falling out like Tic Tacs. Your teeth falling out of your mouth like Tic Tacs is crazy. Oh my God. But yeah, you might need to tell them you need more than oral sedation for MRIs. I did get an open MRI. Yeah, so with oral sedation and an open MRI, still crying. Although I will say, after like, you know, the whole shebang, the people were very, very kind to me. After the whole thing, I do think that I had like a much more positive experience with it. And so I'm hopeful that the next time I have to go, that it won't be quite so anxiety inducing. Because I think a lot of the anxiety was because the first time that I had a panic attack inside of an MRI machine was obviously very distressing. I work in oncology psych, and a big thing we help people with is MRI and other similar scan anxiety. Yeah. Well, the thing too is like CTs are just a big donut. That's fine. You just like whoop whoop through the donut and you're fine. But an MRI machine, you're just in a tube. I was in there for 2 hours, man. Just waiting around. Oh, it was awful. Awful. I had to get IV sedation for a dental visit. Now I can go without much anxiety and no meds. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm hoping for next time. I'm one of those people who need a stupid high amount of local anesthetic to get numb, and I'm back to feeling in less than 10 minutes. Oh my. Yeah, Jessica, that is very stressful. Thankfully, I have not had to get a cavity filled or like worked on in years. Like years. Bless up to me and my flossing habits. I really think it's helping. 2 hours. I hate that. I had to be in it for 10 minutes and I was stressed. Yeah. Tell me about it. It is claustrophobic. It's very, well, and especially like it's claustrophobic generally, but being fat also makes it worse. I do think that it was easier this time though, because I didn't have boobs. Last time, part of the anxiety was that I felt like my boobs were going to suffocate me also. But this time, no yitties, less feeling suffocated. That helped as well. So there were a lot of things I think that aligned to just make it less stressful. My therapist helped me by helping remove the shame from bad dental health. Yes. Because also it's genetic. Let's just be very clear about that. Oral health has so much to do with your genes. Aaron will, like, especially for a while before he and I started flossing regularly, no cavities. Perfect teeth all the time. And me, I would be like trying so hard, like water picking, whatever. And like cavities all the time. And the dentist was like, don't lose sleep over it. Like, you're not a bad person. It's really fine. Sometimes people just, like, you might just genetically have thinner enamel than somebody else. And like, you know, it just happens and it's fine. You know, there's nothing really to do about it except for just do your best with your little teeth cleaning routine. I had to straight up tell them, yo, look, I forgot to brush and floss all the time. I hate mint, and my therapist introduced me to flavorless toothpaste. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing, Christine. We don't need a deity. We have one. It's not. Yes, exactly. I'm a trans dude, and they gave me Ativan for pap smears, and it's great. Oh, that's so kind. Wow, I love that. That should be like a regular practice, I feel. Slow blinks back to the kitty. Thank you, Sapphire. I'll tell her. It wouldn't matter so much if dental insurance didn't suck. I know. Ugh, as if that's a luxury also. Dental insurance and vision insurance being a luxury in this country is the biggest scam, because like, as if we can realistically afford to go without those for the long term. Like, hello, that's not true. Yes, also, yes, your teeth and eyes are also a part of your body. So that's the funny thing too, is that like if you had like a wound, I don't know, right? If you like had a little cut or something in the roof of your mouth, that's like technically a medical issue, right? But if it's like teeth related, then it's not. We can't do that. Like, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. Also, this is hurting my hip. Oh. Yeah, kids toothpaste, love. As long as it has fluoride, yeah. I don't like strawberry flavored dental stuff either though. When I go to the dentist, I'm like mint for everything. When they're like, you know, you do your little polish thing, they're like, we have strawberry. No. I don't want to taste fucking strawberry in my mouth. Gross. Unless they're actual strawberries, I don't want that. I don't like strawberry gum. I don't know. I want mint things and that's it. Or it's like, I don't know, like strawberry candy I get. Even that. I don't even really like fruity candy. I like mint things and like chocolate. There's no in between. I don't want fucking fruity bullshit. Reminds me of when I saw the dentist and I showed him my jaw subluxing loudly, and she just went, well, that shouldn't happen. I did nothing else. Wait, hold on. I thought I had TMJ this whole time. I thought I was just having really bad TMJ, but I'm wondering now if my jaw is also subluxing because it goes sideways. I thought that was just like, oh, I am now realizing that maybe that's my jaw. Oops. Well, stop doing that. I know. Listen, I didn't know. Okay. That's what mine does. It cracks and pops sideways. Yeah. Well, and I have to like sit up. If I like yawn at nighttime, like before I fall asleep, especially, I have to like sit up because otherwise I will feel like my jaw like this way. And so I have to sit up and make sure that my face is straight so that it will like hinge downward the right way. Yeah. Jump scare. Yeah. Is that a hypermobile thing? I don't know. It might be TMJ. Maybe it's a hypermobile thing. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not a doctor, and I don't even know what's going on with my own body, let alone anybody else's. But that's very interesting. I will be adding that to the list of potential EDS symptoms. Mine gets caught open. Oh, God, that's my worst nightmare. Yeah, and it does the same things you're talking about. Get tested for HEDS, Vicky. Duly noted. Okay, but finding a rheumatologist is so hard. Finding a doctor to do the things and then also one that cares is like so much effort. My neurologist said that I would need a rheumatologist. Is that not true? Did he lie to me? Oh, what a bastard. Who do I see? Who am I supposed to see? I don't understand. What kind of illness is EDS? We've been telling you for like 2 years. That's true, Christine, you have. You guys have. And I've just been like, sleep apnea does cause TMJ dysfunction. Hypermobility is also linked to both. Oh, great. Okay, Layla, that helps a lot. Finding a room who listens is hard. I've seen 2 and both weren't good. Yeah, that's my assumption. Florida has a weird lack of rooms despite the old people. Christine, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. So yeah, who am I supposed to see? A GP can test you and can test you at you can test at home? There are easy tests online. Oh, is that the thing with like your thumb and stuff? Because I can't do that. Look, watch. It doesn't do it. People can like touch their thumb to and I can't do that. It's like a normal. Aaron's does that too. It's like a normal amount of, yeah. Speaking as someone who was recently diagnosed with OCD at 27. Okay, well, honestly, I get that though. Like that is also really hard. But do your knees hyperextend? What about your elbows? Okay, so knees, yes. And one of my elbows does, but it's because I broke it when I was a kid. So this one, I don't know if you guys can see it. Is it this one? Yeah, it like bends backwards, see? But it's because I broke it when I was a weein'. This one is fine. See? Normal elbow, sans the tattoos. Is this how Americans get free healthcare? Stream and hope HCPs are on. Yes. How many of us are looking at thumbs and elbows right now? Yes. You can see a geneticist despite it not being a genetic test. Okay. Thanks for teaching me boundaries and how to love myself, Kristen. I am honored to have helped along the way and also very excited and proud for you that you're like taking it to heart because that shit's hard. Boundaries are hard. I had a chiropractic adjustment in my neck and it fixed my TMJ. Apparently, since I'm a stomach sleeper, how I sleep affected my neck. Oh, I'm like wary of chiropractors though, because there's such a strange crossover between chiropractors and Christian fundamentalists that that word did not want to come out of my mouth. Christian fundamentalists that I'm like, I know not all of them are, but You can look up the Baton score and see how to do that screening yourself. Okay, let's look that up. I'm gonna find a decent test online and post it. Okay, thank you. You can claw my stomach, sleeping out of my cold and twisted hands. Me too, honestly. Especially now that I don't have yitties. Sleeping on my stomach is divine, life-changing, amazing, wonderful. Forget about holiday stuff. Let's all find out if we're hypermobile. I feel like the test will probably require me to like stand up and do some stuff that I'm not gonna lay down on the ground on stream. That feels sort of silly. Okay, that is terrifying, and honestly, I understand that. Oh, okay. Here we go. Checklist. Let's open this bad boy. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you guys also. I recently launched merch, in case you didn't know. There's some new merch that is out. And I also made a new code for the Bonfire store. We're having a little sale, having a cutesy little sale for Small Business Saturday. The code is SHOPSMOL. Shop SMOL. I'll put it in the chat. You can get 15% off merch. So, love y'all the most. There you go. I have a consultation for top surgery next week. Oh, mixed squeaks. I hope it goes amazing. Sending you all of the most amazing top surgery vibes. We can all just test for EDS together. PSA, rheumatologist referrals mean you have just been heard. Okay, fair. The guy who invented chiropractic said a ghost taught it to him. Wait, is that real? Are you memeing? Yes, yay for gender affirming care. Okay, hold on. Sure. Give me the formuoli. Okay, so yes, knees do hyperextend, but I can't do any of those other things. It's something odd, but I don't remember. What's odd? Hold on, I missed it. I missed a chapter. I am basically dependent on chiropractic care since I had minor scoliosis as a kid. Oh, that sounds so painful. Yes, it's real. Look it up. Oh my God. See, this is what I'm talking about. Why am I not surprised? I've met some chiropractors who are perfectly kind and normal people. And then I've seen some chiropractors that are not. Okay, have you ever been to a chiropractor? They're amazing. I have. When I was in high school. Yeah, I met a chiropractor who was perfectly normal and fine and, you know. But I think because my problems are not acute, my pain is chronic. So it turned into a thing of me like having cyclical visits and being like, you're 16, you shouldn't need this much care. And then that was the end of that. So I gotta motivate myself to shower, but it was nice to chill and sesh with y'all. Yay! Bye, Penguin. Thanks for hanging out. I hope your shower and nap and eating and all that goes great too. If you have HEDS, careful going to the chiropractor. It's connective tissue that doesn't work. Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard. My pain is chronic. My issues aren't acute, but I am cute. True. Too true. Okay, let's look at this criteria, shall we? So let's see. One of the following are selected. Can we zoom in on this because I have such poor vision? Okay, patient name and date of birth. Wouldn't you like to know? Let's see. Expand sideways so I can read the whole ding dang paper. Thank you. Okay, one of the following selected. Men and women over the age of 30. What's puberty, like post-puberty? That's me. under 5. Yes, right? That's me. Yes, that too, Jess. Actually, my booty is not really iconic. I have to be honest. My booty is like just decidedly average, and I'm okay with that. I saw a guy around 16, and he was like, "Why is your back fucked up?" Yeah, me too. And they did X-rays, and they were like, "Looks normal." Oh well. Like, what the fuck? Okay, if your bite and score, whatever, is below age and sex specific cutoff, 2 or more of the following must also be selected. Okay, so this chair is stressing me out. What is going on? Cannot do the pinky thing. No. See? Your hand flat. No. Ow. Cannot in fact do the thumb thing. Like close, I guess, right? Not really. No. My elbows. One does hyperextend, but not the other one. Knees hyperextend. I cannot. So literally one thing on that score. So can you now or could you ever place your hands flat on the floor without bending your knees? Well, yeah, when I was younger. Can you now or could you ever bend your thumb to touch your forearm? No. As a child, did you amuse your friends by contorting your body into strange shapes? Maybe a little. As a child or teenager, did your shoulder or kneecap dislocate? Yes. Did you consider yourself double jointed? Yes. Okay, so that's 3. So I needed at least 2. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so we met that criterion. So let's do criterion 2. Maybe it's like golf. Lower score is better. Working in a PT clinic and general skepticism, and I have the general distrust on chiropractic. That's fair. There's a ton of verified research around it. Oh, about how it can do more damage than good. Yeah. Well, yeah, because the thing with EDS is that it's your connective tissue and not your actual bones. So I would imagine that could probably... Yeah, I think that's also part of the problem, Layla, is that my muscles are just really stiff. That's my suspicion about why my neck and like shoulder blade pain is so bad, because it's my muscles trying desperately to hold my body in place. Okay, unusually soft or velvety skin. Yes. Is this a bad idea for me to be doing a medical disclaimer thing? Disclaimer. A medical screener on the internet. You know what? It's fine. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Coat hanger pain in your neck. I've never heard it described that way, Mags, but that is such an interesting, like that. Yes, that's exactly the shape of it. My mom. Oh, Lindsay, I'm so sorry. I'm always in chronic pain, but I'm an obese person, scared all my concerns will be dismissed. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to bullshit you and say that, oh no, it'll be totally fine, because some people are really hateful about it, but I would like to think that it's possible to find care. I mean, I have found somewhat affirming care, I would say, so big love to you regardless, though. That sucks. I'm sorry. Hold on. What? Oh my God. Why? Okay, I knew someone that happened to in high school. Samantha. Okay. Unusually soft or velvety skin. Yes. Mild skin hyperextensibility. I don't know what that means. Unexplained striae. What does that mean? Without a history of significant. Okay, well, no. Bilateral pyzygonic papules. What is that? Does anybody know what that means? Your muscles being too tense is a sign. That's what I've heard. Yeah. I told my doctor once that I was depressed and anxious, and she told me to try losing weight. That's hateful. Oh my God. Yes, just a reminder to people to see the doctor if the concerns you take away from this highlight form quiz start the conversation. Yes. Okay, no, but everybody has those, I thought. Snothman, those little bumps, do people not have those? Surely everyone else has those. Aaron has them too. I feel like y'all are gaslighting me right now. Not actually in a joking way, obviously. But what? I have stretch marks, not bumps. What? You guys don't have bumps on your heels? Wow. Okay. Nope. Yeah, no, I have I've had those my whole life. They told they're little fat blobs. Okay, well, all right, so yes to that. So one, recurrent multiple abdominal hernias, no. Atrophic scarring involving at least two sites and without the formation of truly. There are a lot of words in this that I don't know what they means. Hemosyderic scars as seen in classical EDS. What are those? Google, Mickey, Google. Okay, I'm Googling. Hold on. Mitral valve prolapse? No. Arachnodactyly? Positive wrist sign on both sides. Positive thumb signs. What the fuck is a Steinberg sign? This is medical word salad. Okay, hold on. Atrophic scarring. What the fuck is atrophic scarring? Search Google for that. Indentations in the skin that occur when the body doesn't produce enough collagen. Oh. Okay, so yes. At least two sites, yes. Without the formation of truly papyraceous and hemosyderic scars. Search Google for that. These atrophic scars are paper-thin skin and have a cigarette paper-like appearance? What does that mean? Seen your scars dimple in? Okay, yeah, I figured that out. Yes. Hemosyderic staining. This is when hemosiderin, an iron-storing protein, builds up under the skin. It can cause yellow, brown, or black staining below the leg. No, my scars are normally white. Yeah, I don't have that. How is your wound healing post-surgery? In a word, bad. Which is surprising because when I got my gallbladder removed, that healed fine. I guess fine is, I mean, yeah, I definitely have those atrophic. How do you say that? I definitely have those scars on my belly. Those are weird ones because they also have it feels like there's a hole underneath them. The gallbladder is a lot smaller of a surgery. But I had 5 incisions though. Yeah, the breast reduction, it did not heal good. It healed fine. My scars are fine and everything. But the recovery process was stressful. Okay, sunken scars. Yeah, I definitely have that. Okay, yeah, those are a different color that are not, that doesn't look like what mine look like. I went to a doctor when my son was 6 weeks old. I told him that I was worried that he was getting postpartum depression. He looked at me and said, "You have a healthy son. What are you sad about?" Oh my God. Heather, I'm so sorry. That's fucked up. Ew. What is wrong with people? My God. Imagine being in a field that's supposed to be about caring and then you just don't care at all. Hello? Yeah, fuck that doctor. That doctor sucks. Hi, Jessica. Okay, so I don't have the color changing, but I do have the sunken ones. Okay, pelvic floor, rectal, or uterine prolapse in children, men, or null women without a history of morbid obesity or other. Okay, so no. Dental crowding and high or narrow palate. I don't think my palate is high or narrow. How do you know? I don't know. Okay. Our entire medical system roots in the West are fucked. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's rooted in white supremacy and racism. So, arachnodactyly. Okay, let's just Google arachnodactyly, shall we? Because, what the hell is that? Arachnodactyly. A condition where the fingers are long, slender, and curved, resembling spider legs. Okay, so no. The thumb protrudes when flexed across the palm. What does that mean? What? Sounds like spider fingers. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You call those piano hands. I do not have piano hands. Definitely not. Long, thin fingers. Okay. The thumb and fifth fingers overlap when they encircle the wrist. The thumb and fifth fingers. Meaning your pinky? No, mine don't overlap. No, not even close. Like maybe my middle one. But I feel like that's normal. Yeah, give me a diagram. I need a diagram. Oh, meaning when you... Yeah, no, I don't have that. No. I played the cello for many years and my left hand is different from my right now. Allie, that's wild. Wait, that's so interesting. Like different how? Is it like it's like formed differently, or are your fingers like longer or something? Because that's really cool. Okay, so I don't have that. Positive thumb sign on both sides. Okay, arm span to height ratio. I don't know. I've never measured my heart. I'll send a pic. Ooh, yes. Look up swimmer microphones. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, not that I'm aware of. I don't think my wingspan is longer than that. Okay, mitral valve prolapse. No. Aortic root dilation. No. Okay. So at least 5. So 1. I don't know what that means. Oh, no. Yes. 2. No. 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 I don't know, maybe. No. And no. So that's only 2. Okay. So no on criterion 2. Burst into the room with a measuring tape. So not all have long fingers. Those are signs of Marfanoid body style. I don't know what that means. I'm late to the stream. I want to say I love your videos and podcasts. You're so gracious about sharing your experience and expertise. You've helped me reframe and process my own traumas. Worry Ward, thank you for coming to the stream. Also, hi. But of course, I'm just happy that I could be helpful in any way. So thanks for sharing that with me, with us, really. Did I get confused with syndromes? Sorry, ignore the swimmer dude. Okay. Let's see. I have little sausage fingies. Me too. Not all have long fingers. Those are signs. Oh. Got it. Okay. I see what you're saying now. I just tried the thumb to wrist test and freaked myself out. How have I never noticed this? I don't know. Probably because most of us don't really think about that. Okay. And then positive family history. No. Musculoskeletal pain for 2 or more limbs. Very much yes. Chronic widespread pain. Yes. Recurrent joint dislocations. Frank joint instability or in the absence of trauma. Very much yes. So, absence of unusual skin fragility. Okay, all of the following prerequisites must be met. Everyone getting self-diagnosed is great. Yeah, Jessica Kellgren Fozard has EDS and POTS, I think. Okay. Absence of unusual skin fragility, which would prompt consideration for other types of EDS. I don't know that I've ever noticed my skin being particularly fragile, but exclusion of other heritable and acquired connective tissue disorders, including autoimmune rheumatologic conditions in patients with an acquired CDT, so lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, etc. Okay, so no. Exclusion of alternative diagnoses that may include joint hypermobility by means of hypotonia and other connective tissue laxity. Alternative diagnoses or diagnostic categories include but are not limited to neuromuscular disorders, other hereditary disorders, Marfan syndrome, Loeys-Dietz, and skeletal dysplasias. No. Girl, I've had this body imaged up, down, and sideways, and I can assure you, Allie, Golly, that's wild. Your pinky finger is like at a different angle than your other one. Whoa. That's so cool. Wow, I love that. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, our book is coming out in spring 2025. It's with JKP now. Wait, I missed a chapter. Fill me in. Pots and a few other things. Yeah, I think so. Piano hands. How about cello hands? Yeah, exactly. Oh, you played both. Oh, wow. That's so cool. I know. I mean, it's cool, but it's like not, you know? I think it's cool. Okay, so technically, according to the questionnaire, it would be no. I don't know. I do have other things, but this is what I'm saying too. This is why I've like said for a while that I don't think that I have EDS, because on questionnaires like this, especially like the flexibility one, the hypermobile one, it's a no. This nose ring, I really need to get a new one. Maybe we should do that. Let's talk about getting new nose rings. Where do? Since we're on the topic, is this a normal thing? Okay, actually, no, Joe, because I have been able to do that since I was a kid, and people always thought it was really weird. And like being able to like flex just the first joint on your finger, people always thought it was strange that I could do that. Apparently that's an EDS thing. Hi, Christine. Certified freak. Yeah. Hi, Captain Siren Song. Yeah, we do live streams every Friday. Normally we're watching a show or listening to a podcast now, or, you know, talking about some other type of media. But this week, I think we all needed a break. So this week we're being silly little goofs, and I just took an EDS questionnaire. Update, it was negative. You could have a form of hypermobility spectrum disorders instead. Oh, okay, interesting. Body art forms, duly noted, Logan. I love you, by the way. Thanks for being awesome. Thank you, Captain's Crossing. That's Captain's Crossing, Captain Siren Song. That's very nice of you to say. Oops, all vamping, very much. Yes, I mean that's what we do here. You know, that's normal. Does anyone else's fingers also sometimes lock into a double jointed position when scrubbing something really hard, like when cleaning or putting things together? I don't know that I've ever had my joints like lock necessarily. They do sometimes feel like they get a little stuck, but not like stuck. Yeah, Samantha, thanks for sending me the questionnaire. I'm gonna look into some other like hypermobile things because it's an issue. I have to set up my new TV because mine died on me last night. Though great timing, to be honest. At least everything's on sale. Christine, that's such a bummer. I'm sorry about your TV. But you're right, though. That is good timing. Let us know what you find. I will. If I find out that I have another disorder, that would be... At least it would help explain stuff, though. You do not have to be very bendy to have EDS for real. Follow me for more at H2O Twist. Oh, okay. Interesting. I've heard people say that, but I don't really know what that means, I guess. I'm pretty sure BAF is a small business too. Which is that? Body art forms. Got it. I was like, what are you talking about, Logan? Let's Google that then. Mickey, have you heard of Elena Joy? She's training to become a sex therapist and has a new podcast where she brings on experts in the field. That sounds vaguely familiar, Link. I'll have to look it up. Wolf Trap is access difficulty, meaning access to grocery stores. Oh, hold on. I missed something. I missed a chapter. You guys putting bluey gifts in the Discord chat. Oh my God. Happy holidays. Thanks for being awesome, Mickey. Thanks for being a member for 14 months, Wolf Trap. Happy to have you. Thanks for being one of our McNugs. I just clicked on Mickey. Your hair is looking fab. Thank you, Kara. Or is it Kara? That's very kind of you. Boop, boop, boop. Target Drive Up. Ooh, I love Target Drive Up for things. I have to say, that's my toxic trait. Target Drive Up and, I do still use Amazon delivery. I won't lie to you, because your boy is busy. It's nice to have things either brought to my store or put in my car for me, because, you know. Boop, boop, boop. I was about to ask if doing a bit of food prep ahead of time would be feasible. Okay, wait, are y'all aware of the Dollar Tree dinners woman on TikTok? Because that's a rant that I have, is that people were being rude to that woman, even though she goes out of her way to be kind and to make content that's accessible, and to go out of her way to make things that are like realistic and like actually attainable for people. That people were like, oh, well, I don't have a Dollar Tree, and like also making fun of the content that she makes. People were just being so fucking rude to her. But there was a larger content creator that reposted some of her content, and then she got a whole fucking shitload of new followers in one day. And it made me really happy. But like, what is that? What is with people shitting on content creators who make things for normal people, instead of content creation that is meant to be consumed by like Emily Mariko kind of stuff that's meant to be consumed in this like very aspirational rich people way? Like, can we just normalize content creation for people living in, like, I would say the vast majority of our financial circumstance, which is like not being independently wealthy? I know. Good for her. Dollar Tree dinners woman is a real one. So glad to be in my warm, happy place. Oh, yes, Mama Dew, I'm glad that you're warm and happy too. More about being at school for 12 hours a day means that we have no energy and time to cook proper meals. Yeah, Wolf Trap, I relate to that. When I was in grad school, Aaron was traveling a lot for work. And so I would be more responsible for my own meals, and I would this is so unhealthy. Don't do this. But I would legitimately exist off of the pre-made salads, like the bagged salads. I would just buy like 1 or 2 or 3 at a time and then shove it in my backpack for school and just make it in the bag. Just like shake the dickens out of the bag and then eat that at school. Very low protein option. Really not a lot of good carbohydrates, really not a lot of fuel for my brain. So like probably could have been better. But it was realistically the only way that I could figure out how to feed myself, because it was a rough time. Yeah, Samantha, I feel like we've been there. And a bag of Doritos. Yeah. Yeah. And a candy bar from the vending machine. Eric, thanks for being a member for 16 months. I know you're almost up to 2 membership babies. That's wild. You almost have a 2-pack of nugs. I'm gonna have to make a new badge. I'm responsible for feeding the 3 of us pretty much every day. Oh my God. That's a lot, Wolf Trap. My God. That would stress me the fuck out. That's nice of you to do that though. That's genius. Sounds delicious. Just add cheese and now we got some protein. True. Yeah. The rice dish is 1 pot. It's 1 cup of brown rice, half a cup of soaked black beans, 1 cartridge veggie stock, and I did either mushrooms or baby carrots. Pressure cook. That sounds really good, Mabby. Okay, I've noticed I've had to remind myself to bend my knees a little when I'm standing. Yeah. I broke my femurs and damaged my right knee in a car accident last year and realized I was keeping my legs hyperextended to compensate. Oh no. Now my injured knee always hurts and I have to make myself not keep it hyperextended. Wow. Jessica, that's so traumatizing. I'm so sorry. Yeah, McDonald's is charging an absolutely wild amount of money, which doesn't matter because I'm still boycotting McDonald's because they suck. But like, truly, what the fuck are the prices? You can easily spend $19, $20 on a meal for 1 person. Like, McDonald's, be so serious. Literally be so fucking for real. Also, hold on, this is bothering me. There we go. I'm smashing my bangs down. Are we just like, I can't tell if you guys are making fun of me now with the Bluey memes. My partner and my roommate are both teachers who are neurodivergent and have severe depression. So if I don't cook, no one does. That's really nice of you, though, to like be, I don't know, there for your people, Wolf Trap. Goes without saying, or I guess it doesn't go without saying, it should be said, that's really kind of you. I spent $9.50 at Wendy's today, and that's already pushing it. Yes. Okay, but also, can we talk about how Wendy's is like one of the only fast food places left with like relatively decent prices? Like a biggie bag is like kind of a decent amount of food for the price, right? Like, is that just me? I feel like Wendy's is one of the last frontiers. Oh, and a baked potato. Yes. I haven't gotten a Wendy's baked potato in forever. Do they still do those? Yeah. And the chili? Oh, I need to buy some Wendy's chili. That sounds good. I love that they also use up the old burger patties to make the chili. Like, we love a sustainable queen. Wendy is really doing the most. Sauteed mushrooms freeze really well too. Oh, I didn't know that. Do they? I don't think I've ever frozen sauteed mushrooms. I know, exactly. Wendy's really is where it's at. Samantha, I agree. My partner and I use our Crock-Pot and Instapot a fair bit. Toss stuff in, set the timer, come back later. I loved a good Crock-Pot meal back in the day. I don't use the Crock-Pot anymore because I'm more of an instant validation kind of person or gratification. But I love a good Crock-Pot meal. Get 2 potatoes and a big cup of chili and put that on the potato. That shit is the bomb. That sounds so good. Man, now I want a baked potato. Hi, yes. How you doing? Thanks for coming. Oh, fries dipped in a chocolate frosty. The last time Aaron and I went to Wendy's, they gave me the freshest fries that I've ever had. They were so salty and crispy. I literally put them in my Frosty on the way home. I was scooping Frosty with my French fries on the way home while Aaron was getting a salad from Salad and Go. I was like in the Salad and Go drive-through eating my Wendy's. You're good. Okay, good. I'm glad. I don't mean to be off subject, but what is Cat Friend's name? No, Carrie, you're fine. Excuse me. Why did I pronounce your name that way? That's my cat up there. Her name's Echelon. You can call her Esh for short. Aaron and I have been sort of jokingly calling her Lonnie lately. Jury's out on how we feel about it. Silicone inserts can be put into the air fryer so you can reduce the mess. Hello? Mabby, why am I just finding out about this now? That's so smart. Because our air fryer, the inside of our air fryer is regularly disgusting. I also like extra crispy fries in the Frosty. Yes. It's so good. Also, it only takes about 10 minutes to make a small baked potato in the microwave. 30 minutes at half power if you want it to be a bit less dry. Oh. See, that's also kind of my beef with baked potatoes is that sometimes they're just really dry. And I don't want a dry ass baked potato. I want one that is like still moistury on the inside. I don't know. Gorgeous kitty. Thank you. That's my friend Echelon. She's adorable. It changed my life. We use parchment paper inserts. Oh, that is really smart. We should do that. Yes. Dried potatoes are fixable with butter, though. Are they, though? Are they? I don't know. I just don't like, I think it's also that I don't like the texture of a russet potato. Like, maybe I should start making baked potatoes. Sorry, I was moving my leg. Maybe I should start making baked potatoes with, like, a Yukon Gold, you know? Like a good waxy potato that will hold the moisture in better. Thoughts? Sweet potatoes? Aaron and I have been on a sweet potato kick. We made sweet potato, like, mashed sweet potatoes. Mashed sweet potatoes the other day, and they were so good. Oh, the best. I guess if you mix it with the butter. Yukon Golds do go hard. Yes. Another good whop, a waxy ass potato. Absolutely. I can't find blooming memes, but please enjoy this golden retriever I saw at a show recently with no thoughts whatsoever. Oh, golden retrievers are so cute. Yes, mashed sweet potatoes from last night. That looks so good, Lou. The recipe book I have is for sweet potato custard pie, and it's great. Ooh, fancy. Also, Christine, I was gonna send you a picture of my pecan pie that Aaron and I made yesterday, because I was really proud of it. Aaron and I made it together. It was very fun. It was so cutesy, very demure. We loved it, and then we cut into it. And it was not good. There were so many. Okay, so let's recap. This is my rant. That AI is ruining our lives. AI, and especially like the Google AI, is ruining our lives and has been created to specifically ruin my life, because I went to Sprouts, which apparently I learned recently. Sprouts is a regional grocery store. Yes, it doesn't exist everywhere, but Sprouts is a very like crunchy granola gay grocery store. It's very like Whole Foods, like organic, kind of whatever. Like, love that for her. I think that's great. Very like vegetarian, vegan options available, kind of a thing. And like, that's wonderful, right? I appreciate that. And also, I do love a good like Kroger grocery kind of moment. I just hate going to Kroger. So we were buying stuff for our Thanksgiving dinner at Sprouts, because also we wanted really good quality cheese. We wanted Fancy Pants cheese, and Sprouts has good cheese. Okay, like, yes, Sprouts is expensive, but also high key. Aaron and I have literally compared. Like, we've literally done an experiment, and the groceries from Kroger and the groceries from Sprouts are not that different price-wise. I don't know if it's just us or like regionally. Yeah, also the fact that Kroger owns like Safeway and Fry's and all the things. But we will spend almost an exact same amount of money. So like, we're just going to Sprouts, because also Sprouts is way less overstimulating. I hate fucking Kroger. It's so loud and like busy, and it's huge. Ugh, don't like it. So we went to Sprouts to get our stuff for our Thanksgiving dinner, and I was like, let's make a good old PCM pie. And we were going to get corn syrup. We needed corn syrup, right? And so we go to the little aisle looking for corn syrup. Can't find any. I started calling it that forever ago, and now I can't stop. And can't find it. And so I asked one of the very kind people who works there. I'm like, hey, quick question. Is there any corn syrup? And, I can't find it. Can you help me find it? And he was like, oh, it's usually right here, but it's gone. It looks like we've been out for a while. And I was like, okay, so that sucks. Costco is where it's at. Yes. That's the other thing, is that Aaron and I buy most of our groceries at Costco and then supplement with like small things that will go bad or cannot be frozen from, because Costco obviously is huge quantities. So we were like, okay, well, fuck. There's no corn syrup to make our little PCN pie. And now what the fuck? I don't want to go to Kroger the day before frickin' Thanksgiving. And like, we had already been to like a local butcher anyways. And so we were like, it's fine. We will just substitute it. Surely there's a substitute, right? So I Google it. What's a substitute for corn syrup? And you know what it says? Google AI, Gemini, whatever the fuck it is, the little pop-up thing at the top was like, you can just use maple syrup. And I was like, that seems weird. I was like, that seems kind of odd. I was like, okay. So I scroll a little bit more, and then I see somebody else's like recipe for like PCN pie with maple syrup. And I'm like, oh, okay. So other people are doing this, right? It's probably fine. It's probably fine. So I'm like, well, we have a big ass thing of maple syrup at home, because we buy maple syrup from Costco, as one should. And so I was like, all right, great. Let's do that. So we go home, we're making all of our things, and I recently bought Claire Saffitz's cookbook, Dessert Person, And I use the butter only pie crust recipe in that. And it's so good. Shout out to Claire. Big ups. Thank you very much to Claire for the excellent pie crust recipe. Make the pie crust with love. I taught Erin about making pie crust and about like how important it is to not let the butter melt and all these things, right? Had a great time. Had a great time with our silly, flour all in the kitchen. Cutesy little romantic time making our little pie crust, right? And we're making a bunch of other things, right? We're also making like a potato casserole type of situation. And so I'm doing a lot, right? I'm trying to manage making that. Aaron's like chopping stuff for a salad and yes, Lou, totally. Not really, but he's chopping vegetables and like getting green beans ready and all this stuff, right? And so I'm like, okay, pie crust is ready. Let's just go ahead and cook it. And this is the other part of the story. This is the other thing where we went wrong, is that I was like, okay, I just need a basic PCN pie recipe, right? We don't need to impress anybody. It's just for us. So I look in my old Betty Crocker cookbook. If you don't have one, by the way, highly recommend. It has recipes for everything in it, everything, except that Betty Crocker did me dirty. Betty Crocker lied to me because you know what she said? She said, you don't need to par bake your pie crust for PCN pie. You don't need to do that, which in my mind, I'm like, I don't know, Bet. That seems a little weird. That seems a little strange because this pie is like all liquid, babe. Oh, it's literally soup that I'm putting in a pie crust. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't think so. Right. I'm like, I don't like that. So I am sus. So I go, as one does, I Google it and I say, do you need to par bake a pie crust for PCN pie? Find a couple of things, go to Reddit, as one does, right? And there are a bunch of people who say, you know what? No, you don't need to par bake your crust for PCN pie because what you can do is just make sure, like, freeze your pie crust, right? And then put it on the bottom, like basically the floor of your oven, as low on the bottom of your oven as you can. Start your oven at like 425, and make sure that you like try to bake the bottom as much as you can and then move it to the middle at like 375, 350. And then it'll be fine, right? Then you'll have baked the bottom out enough or started the bottom baking so that the filling won't sop into the bottom and then you get a soggy bottom. And I'm like, I don't know. Like I have watched a lot of Bake Off. And I've watched Paul Hollywood rip apart people's pie crusts for being soggy bottom. I'm sus about that. I'm very suspicious about this whole state of affairs. So I'm like, you know what? We're busy. We're doing a lot of things. It's fine. I will just go ahead and trust this advice, right? So we whip up this pie with the ingredients from the Betty Crocker cookbook, sans the corn syrup because it said it was a 1-for-1 substitution. You just go right ahead and instead of putting corn syrup, you put maple syrup in there. Whip that up, chuck that in your pie crust, and then bake that baby, right? And I'm like, okay, fine. So we do that, except that while we're we're mixing it all together. First of all, Aaron just bought me an emulsion blender because I love making soup, and one of the attachments is like a little whisk, and he's like, "Oh, can I whisk this with the emulsion blender thing?" And I'm like, "Sure, that sounds fun. Go right ahead." So he's whisking and I'm like, I feel like we're doing too much. I feel like we're whisking this too much. It's starting to look a little bit like scrambled eggs, but I'm just going to let it ride. It's fine. I'm like, that's enough. Let's go here. So we put the stuff in there and then, you fold in the pea-sands and I'm like, it says for 1 cup of pea-sands. And I'm like, that's not enough. That seems like a very small amount. So Aaron and I agreed. We're like, let's put more pea-sands in there. Put another quarter cup. Put another quarter cup. Put another quarter cup. Put another quarter cup. We put like 2 cups of pea sands in this stupid pie and then put it in the oven. And we're like, it's probably fine, right? So we're baking it and we're baking it. We're baking it. And I'm like, the crust is starting to get like over brown. So I'm trying to put tinfoil over the crust edges while I'm like stirring a fucking bechamel so we can make fucking cheese sauce. And I'm also putting shit in the air fryer. We're just like, I'm literally the SpongeBob meme, right? At this point, I'm doing so many things. And so the pie, I'm like not paying attention. I'm like, just do your thing, right? And so I'm like, okay, it's supposed to just like be not wobbly in the center, right? So the cookbook says 40 to 50 minutes. I put the timer for 30. Check it, not done. It's a long story. We don't need to talk about why I set the timer for 30. So then, 10 more minutes, check it at 40. Still wobbly, not done. 10 more minutes, check it again. Still wobbly. And I'm like, okay. Put it in for 5 more minutes, still wobbly. Put it in for 5 more minutes, still wobbly. Put it in for 5 more minutes. Finally, it's not wobbly anymore. So it has been in the oven for 65 minutes in total, which is at least 15 minutes longer than the recipe says it's supposed to be. And at most, like 25 minutes longer than it's meant to be in there. I'm like, damn, and in my mind, as I pull this pie out of the oven, I'm like, okay, it's finally not wobbly anymore. I check it on the countertop. I like wiggle it a little bit. And I'm like, don't you Emily Mariko me, bitch. Don't you Emily Mariko pumpkin pie me. Don't do this to me. Like, be firm. Just like fucking relax. Like, be cool, right? Everybody be cool. It's going to be fine, right? And then pie cools. Aaron and I finish our dinner, right? We finish cooking everything and we eat our food and we're like, oh, great. Let's have a slice of our delightful little pecan pie. This looks so good. We made homemade whipped cream and everything, right? And yeah, it's a joke, Jan. It's a joke. So we go to cut into it and I'm like telling Aaron, I'm like, okay, there's a lot of things that could go wrong here. But really, realistically, it's either wobbly in the center, it's got a soggy bottom, or there's like too many pecans in it. I don't think it's any of those things. Right? I think it's fine. I really do. I like shook it again. Seems fine. Cut into it. Liquid. It was literally like, if you guys have ever seen Emily Mariko's pumpkin pie, it was that. It was Emily Mariko's pumpkin pie, except it was pecan. So we're like, fuck. That's not good, right? And I'm like, okay, well, maybe if we just eat around the edges, right? It's fine. And then we look and the bottom, soggy. Soggy as can be. She's so soggy. Soggy bottom boys. It's not good. Yeah. Soggy bottom boys. It's not good. And then we take a cross section of it for research, right? Some of our fucking cross section of our fucking soup pie. I love soup. Not like that though. Take a cross section of our soup pie and it's pecans at the top, like so many. So many. And then just like a little bit of like the soupy shit at the bottom, because we basically shoved so many fucking pecans in this pie that they all rose to the top and like basically just left the pie crust and the soupy pecan pie mixture to have a Soggy Bottom Boys concert at the bottom and just fucking between the two of them. It was not good. It was not good. The crust, however, banging. The crust was great. Thank you to Claire Saffitz for the amazing pie crust recipe because it was really good. And then I Googled it afterwards, and as it turns out, maple syrup is not, in fact, a good substitute. The other part that was really disappointing is that the maple syrup was so strong, and I think because Aaron kind of over whipped it a little bit, and it tasted like when you drizzle maple syrup over your eggs for breakfast. Which wasn't like bad necessarily, but it wasn't good. Like it wasn't good. And so but it was like when you cook flan incorrectly and it tastes like eggy. It's like that kind of eggy, you know? It was like not it was not right. So we threw our pecan pie in the trash. And it was really, really disappointing. Yeah, it was very sad. So that's my rant for today, is that Google AI did us wrong. I was robbed. You know what I did? I looked, because I was like, I swear to God, I saw another recipe that said like maple syrup only pecan pie. So I look it up, and you know what happened? First of all, that bitch par-baked her crust. But second of all, she also put a half cup of brown sugar in the pie, like the mix, which I suspect has a lot to do with the fact that the molasses and the sugar crystals help the maple syrup to actually congeal into that more like into that more pecan pie like gelatinous texture, and make the pie actually edible. So two key things that we missed, both of which I had a suspicion about, but just didn't think about. Yes, Mama do. I do follow Jessica Kelgren Fozard, actually, like unironically, like since before I was a content creator. I have absolutely loved her channel. Yeah, the brown sugar, like duh, because the molasses in it, like of course that would make sense, because it's a much more gelatinous, like, sugary sugar, like, of course. There are recipes without corn syrup that can work. My friend made one. Well, Luthien, shout out to your friend, because I think your friend is probably better equipped to make a non-corn syrup pie than I was. It did not turn out good. It was not good, but that's fine. Ooh, 1914 pecan pie. Thank you. We do in fact still have probably a pound of pecans in the refrigerator. So I'll probably do that, because what's in it? I don't want to click on the YouTube video because it'll start playing, but what's in it? No corn syrup. Yeah, so the AI was literally just like the Google. You know how like now when you Google stuff at the very top, it gives you like a most commonly, it's like that. It uses eggs or custard like. Well, yeah, the recipe I used had eggs in it too. It's just that we used also beef suet. There's beef suet? I think corn syrup might be easier to get hold of than beef suet, no? Oh, no. Okay. I was like, Christine, where do you think I am? We had a half Filipino food, half American food this Thanksgiving. Ooh, and had mango cake from Red Ribbon Bakery. Suffice to say, I'm glad we didn't cook dessert. Ooh, yes, that sounds so good. That sounds delightful. Why would you drizzle maple syrup on eggs to begin with? Okay, listen. You know how like obviously like bacon maple, right? That makes sense. Or like if you get a breakfast little plate and it has pancakes and bacon and eggs. You put syrup on your pancakes and some of it just kind of like it gets in the eggs a little bit. And then it like sort of mixes together and it works, I think. I do it on purpose because I have sensory issues with eggs. So if they're just like dry, they will make me puke. I don't like eggs like that, especially when they're crispy. Why do people cook eggs until they're crispy? They're not meant to be fucking crispy. They're eggs. That's gross. The two of us are cooking a massive elk and duck dinner for 12 plus people in December. My God. That is actually wild. I love Jessica Calgren Fozard so much. I organized an event through our disability employee group to have her come and give a talk. Wait, that's so cool, Christine. Oh my God. Damn, I'm jealous. That sounds amazing. Okay, yes, Hattie, thank you. McGriddles, absolutely yes. Fuck McDonald's, but I did love a good McGriddle back in the day. I like to sop up some of the syrup with my eggs too. Okay, thank you. I don't think it's weird. I really don't. Make candy pecans with maple syrup. That's fair. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I need to adjust. I do think I missed some stuff in here. Online pickup at Kroger is great. Yes, Callie. I don't know if you're still here or listening, but it is. I love crispy whites and running yolks. Alexandra. Alexandra, I have to say, much love and respect to you, but the crispy whites bit, that's no. That is a no from me. Runny egg yolks, yes, absolutely. But eggs and crispy should not be in the same sentence, I fear. I'm a don't mix person. My partner's a mixed person. Okay, Aaron and I are kind of that way, Luthien, where like I'm not really a mixy of food person, but Aaron is a like mixing of the food person like to the maximum. Like I tell Aaron all the time, I don't want to eat dog food because he will mix it's not everything. It's really only with like rice based things. So like if we have like chicken and fajitas and rice, Aaron will cut up the chicken, cut up the fajitas, and then mix it all together. Sometimes before we get to the table. So that he just has like, yes, Allie, like an everything in every bite kind of thing. Which is like, that's cool and I get that. But I don't want it mixed together like dog food. To me, it feels very, very kibble, you know? I don't fuck with that. I want everything in every bite, but I want to do it myself though. I want to cut a little bit and then grab some fajitas and then get some rice and then eat it, but not like it's all sort of I don't know, the pre-mixing throws me off. The thing I normally am all for is sweet savory combos, but I have a hard time with that with eggs for some reason. I get that. I think eggs are kind of an interesting, they're sort of the sensory like Olympics, I feel, for neurodivergent folks, in the sense that like neurodivergent folks have very strong opinions about eggs one way or the other. Why am I all raspy? Something to me more. Hold on. I mix my breakfast all together. Maybe I have a dog in me a little bit. Oh no. That was such a curse sentence. Oh, that was a deep cut, Lou. Tried basted eggs. I tried some this morning, and it's everything that's amazing about a fried egg without the crispy parts. Oh, interesting. Okay. Boop boop boop. I wish I'm just a normal Canadian promoting our local drink. What's a local drink? Hold on. Maple syrup with hot sauce. Oh no. No. Hattie. Poached eggs are the best eggs. Are they though? Are they? See, because this is what I'm saying. I'm really annoying about eggs. I put Aaron through the ringer with my preferences around eggs for such a long time because I don't like crispy eggs. I don't like them to be crunchy. I don't even like them to be cooked long enough for them to have little brown bits on them, because if they taste like they're burnt and they have like a metallic bit, no. I will not eat it. I'll eat around it. And then I'll give Aaron the metallic-y, penny-tasting burnt bits. I also, though, don't like slimy eggs. I don't like when the whites aren't cooked all the way. No, will not. Poached eggs, if they're like too soft or they're like too watery still, no. It has to have something else. Because if I'm going to eat like a poached egg, then I will like need like not egg McMuffin, fucking English muffin, or like tortilla or a piece of bread or like something to go with it. I can't just eat wet slimy eggs. Ooh. I don't like goo on my pterodactyl pie. Yuck. Oh no. I can't eat sausage and I can't eat gravy and biscuits and gravy. It's not right. There's just something about that's not right. I'm so sorry. Respect to everyone who likes biscuits and gravy, but that's no. Same reason that I can't eat soft eggs, like a runny yolk with rice, because it's just all that texture. It's just all bleh. No. Um, Probably didn't notice the egg apocalypse. What egg apocalypse? Did I miss something? If I'm eating a sandwich, I can forget I'm eating eggs. Yes, absolutely. Green eggs and ham. No. Crispy bacon. I love crispy bacon. It has to be crispy. You're missing out. That's fine. Y'all could eat it. Exactly. Anything soggy is a huge ick. No, 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 no. Runny yolks, very much so. But just with other stuff, though, is the thing. Like, I want a good crispy breakfast sandwich. Like, I regularly will make myself, like, toast, like, sourdough that I've, like, toasted with some butter. And then I'll smear, like, some cream cheese or some hummus. I've been on a hummus kick lately. I'll eat, like, toasted sourdough with some butter and hummus, and then, like, some goat cheese, and then, like, a little bit of an heirloom tomato, right? Maybe some sprouts, maybe even, like, some, like, leftover bell pepper or, like, caramelized onion, and then an over easy egg. But then it has to be, like, all together, though, is the thing. You have to, like, you gotta cut it and then eat it together. Yeah, it's just, if it's not mixed with other things, then I'm out. So sorry, can't do it. Bread pudding, yuck. Aaron loves bread pudding, and I don't get it. EDS test and egg preferences stream. That's fine. Listen, I'm the owner of this house. I get to decide. Likes limp bacon. Luthien, my condolences. I want bacon that is so crispy that it's literally going to shatter if you look at it too much. Like, I want bacon that will turn into, like, pork floss. It's been cooked so much. I want no more moisture left in that bacon. Yes, exactly. Deep fried bacon? Yeah. I want to eat the charcoal briquettes at the bottom of the grill that you made the bacon on. That's what I want. Yeah, a fried eggy sandwich with a touch of Dijon and Parmesan. That sounds amazing. I need a master chef with all neurodivergent people and neurodivergent judges. Wouldn't it be so fun to have a, like, neurodivergent cookbook that has like here is like a breakfast sandwich recipe, but there's like 2 diverging ways, or like 3-4 diverging ways to make it based on your sensory preferences. Like, that would be wonderful, I think. Yes, Schlitz, exactly. So burnt that when you touch it, it breaks into a million pieces. Absolutely. Yes. Oh, no, I love crispy bacon. Nuggets with ketchup and mac and cheese? No. Nuggets with ketchup, y'all? Ketchup. Aaron and I are a condiment household. When I eat chicken nuggets, I want to have a little bit of ranch and a little bit of honey and, like, maybe even some buffalo sauce or, like, some garlic parmesan wing sauce mixed up in there, barbecue, all on one plate. Like, I need to, like, each chicken nugget, different topping. Never ketchup. Never ketchup. Hello? I don't really like ketchup, though, to be fair. Or like a neurodivergent recipe aggregator website. Yes, absolutely that. My friend put together a recipe book divided into categories based on how much energy it takes to make the recipe. I love that, Lilybug. That's so smart. I would love that. Can we do it? Honestly, yes. Why not? I'll make a recipe book. I've been writing down all of our, like, family recipes lately, and it's been very fun. I've been transferring them. The recipes that I've either just, like, stolen from places or the ones that I just like making a lot. I've been writing them in our own, like, little family cookbook. And I told Aaron, we're not having kids, so it's not like we're passing them down to anyone. But in my mind, the vision is that when Aaron and I die and some random person makes an estate sale out of all the earthly belongings in our home, I want some, like, you know, mid-30s crunchy granola to go to the estate sale at our house and be like, oh, vintage cookbook, absolutely, like, hell yeah, score, you know. And for that to be how the recipes get passed down. You could pass them on to us. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe this is a better plan. Oh God, Kewpie mayo and fries is so good. Kewpie mayo and anything, really. I actually think I would be disgusting enough to just squirt Kewpie mayo on a spoon and eat it. Spicy mayo for fries. Yeah. Also, Lou, I saw that sweet potato fry hatred earlier, and I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that whatsoever. Sweet potato fries and mustard. Delicious. Love it. Eat it up. Love her. Some sriracha and some togarashi spice. What's the togarashi spice? I don't know what that is. I pretend by using a spoon. Okay, you know what's funny? Is I was gonna say like to just squirt the Kewpie mayo into my mouth, but I was like, I'm not gonna say that because Christine is in this stream, and I know full well where that's going. I'm the afraid of condiments type of autistic. Really, it's Arvid, but still, fair enough. It's nice to know that I'm not, in fact, the only person who doesn't like ketchup. I just don't really like it. Great, Christine. Yeah, I just don't really like ketchup. I just find it to be very boring. I just don't. In a world of condiments, I'm never going to reach for ketchup. Maybe like on a hot dog, sure. But like only when I'm really in the mood for a classic like hot dog or hamburger. Otherwise, I want to put a bunch of other stuff on there. It is a basic bitch condiment. Bob's Burgers is with us. The sweet potato fries are gross. Regular fries are the best French fries. Listen, I like regular French fries. I'm just saying that I also like sweet potato fries. Sweet potato waffle fries? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? You don't like those? Be serious. You're lying to yourself and to me and to Snod. Like, you got to get right. Sweet potato fries are so good. Thankful to be sensory seekers only in my home. The condiment consumption is a lot. Yes, absolutely. Gasped at not liking ketchup, and then I gasped in Chicago at ketchup on a hot dog. That's fair, Nicole. You're right. Emma, you have huge news? What is it? Please share with the class. I guess I need to send in my letter of resignation. Yeah, Joe, probably because you're going to have to go to a camp to reform you to like my food preferences. Oh my gosh, Luthien, curry ketchup is really good though. But see, that's what I'm saying. It's not regular ketchup though. It's not just standard ketchup. It's something else. I wish I could skip past this discussion. Sorry, Savannah. Are we freaking you out? I fully was like, how do you get enough kitchen to rinse your dishes in it? Hold on, what happened? I missed that. It sounds like you're asking them to rinse with the ketchup. Use it to wash their plates. Sneetsnosnados. My first ever article got accepted for publication in a major international scientific journal. No comments or reviews needed. I finally did a thing. Emma! That's cool as fuck, dude. Wow. Congratulations. That's huge. That's actually so wild. No comments or reviews needed is like so impressive. Hell yeah, Emma. Snaps and claps. That's so fun. I'm not allergic to potatoes, so sweet potato fries make everything better. Yeah. Oh, I am allergic to potatoes. Yeah. I have tried them and I just don't like them. Fair enough. Hattie just shared a GIF from But I'm a Cheerleader. I hadn't seen that movie until the Discord fam was like, you got to watch this. You got to watch it. And I was like, okay. And then we watched it and I was like, wow, this movie's amazing. I love this movie so much. I'm trying hard not to freak out. I got my second notice in the mail. I called the jury office to find out if I was exempt due to my guardian sending an email about my disability. Oh no. Auntie Kira, that's really frustrating. I'm sorry. Sending you big love, friend. I hope that everything turns out okay. We forced you to watch it and embrace your gay. That's true. Actually, you did. Yes. It's really good. The movie is really, really good. Potatoes like dairy is something I cannot live without. Aaron and I were talking about that for Thanksgiving dinner, that like really carbs are the star of the show for our Thanksgiving dinners. I know that a lot of people like turkey, and listen, I make a good turkey, sort of. This year's was a little dry. It's fine. But I just like carbs. I just like carbs, Was not mine. Scared I will be sent into a hearing. Oh no, that's really stressful. Me, who's only published fan fiction, is on AO3. I mean, listen, that's still an accomplishment. You did still sit down and write something long enough to publish it on a place on the internet. So, um, it's where I fell in love with Natasha Lyonne. I will be honest that I don't know who that is. I'm really bad with celebrity names. I'm very sorry. I am not good at remembering people's names. I will probably remember their faces, but names, no. Oh, is this Natasha Lyonne? Oh, she's the cheerleader. Got it. Okay, well, she's beautiful. Obviously. The main... I read that as Char, Eric, and I was like, what? Got it. Yeah, publishing is hard. Like, really, really hard. I feel like people don't appreciate how hard it is to be published. The main charcoal. The main char. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Does anyone else think McDonald's ketchup tastes superior to their Diet Coke? Oh, like their Diet Coke. Except ours stopped having the dispensers and it's not the same. I don't know that I've ever really noticed. But I will say, Aaron and I tried chicken from this place here in Tucson that's called, I don't know how to pronounce it. It looks like it's supposed to be pronounced Tucson Chicks because it's like an X. It's spelled TUXONCHIX. But like CHIX, like that is an abbreviation in like food service for chicken. So it's not necessarily meant to be pronounced that way. It's just that it's like an abbreviation. So I was like, is it meant to just be like Tucson chicken? Is that like, I don't know. Okay, Allie, that's what I thought because, Tucson, we live in Tucson, obviously. But then we go to the drive-thru and the man is like, welcome to Tucson Chicks. What can I get you? And I was like, I'm even more confused now. So I don't know if that's how it's pronounced actually, but we tried the food there. It was great. Food was amazing. 10 out of 10, highly recommend for anybody who's in Tucson or ever makes it here. But the Dr. Pepper that they have, y'all, it was the spiciest Dr. Pepper that Aaron and I have had in a while. And it was truly life-giving, life-changing love. Tucks and Chicks might be a good name for a drag bar. Wait. Obsessed. Somebody start that business right now. Oh my God, I love. I saw Can I Be Mean for a second. I had to see what's going on. Hi, Millie Rose. We're just like having a little yap sesh. We're opening up the floor for some rants. I had a rant about how AI burned me, and Aaron and I made a bad pecan pie. We've had some rants about healthcare. We've had some rants about workplace stuff. Can I get a pronunciation guide for your restaurant? Okay, but sometimes I feel that way about menu items too, where I'm like, when like very millennial restaurants, it's like the millennial gastropub thing where they're like, here is the super, like, haha, punny name for this thing. And you're like, I don't know how to pronounce this. So can you just, it ends up being the thing where you're like, you pretend that you forgot that what you were going to order. And you're like, oh, just scanning the menu for it. And you're like, oh, I forgot. Hold on. Oh, this, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then the server pronounces it for you. And you're like, yes, that one. Thank you very much. It's pecan. Yeah, pecan, whatever. When I say it normally, I say pecan. I think it was Julian Solomita that made it. Solomita that made a joke about it years ago, calling it pecan. And it has just become a part of Aaron and I's vernacular. So much so that we have my dad saying it now. Have we had rants about snow? We have not. Natalie, please take the floor. Exactly, Lou. Tucks and Chicks is iconic. That's such a good name. I love some spicy Dr. Pepper. I'm from the Dr. Pepper capital of the world, so I take it very seriously. Yeah, spicy, as in like there's a lot of bubbles. Yeah, it's like very bubbly, but also still very flavorful. Because sometimes it'll have a lot of bubbles, like good soda water, but then the syrup runs out and it's like basically soda water. That's not good, you know? I'm back. I had to ask my friend if I could kill his PC off for our December D&D 2-shot since he can't make the second session. Honestly, such a real issue. It comes up a lot. We're really just about to say fuck it and start over for the one shot that we were supposed to do because it's been so long. It's been so long. And we're just gonna have to do a redo, you know? Okay, Christine, I thought the same thing. I was like, why are you killing his computer? Yesterday I had a Thanksgiving with only my aunt and grandma, drama free and very healing. Fabian, that sounds amazing. I love that. Excuse, I'm glad that you had a good holiday. Hold on, let me see. Did we get a rant about snow yet? May very well still be typing. It would appear, yes, no rant about snow yet. Oh, it snowed so hard this past weekend that I couldn't leave my condo without help. And even then it was hard going. I had to ask some neighbors to shovel it for me. Oh my God. The thing about snow is that it's very unforgiving. You know, like the heat does suck for sure, but I can walk in and out of my house easily, even when it's hot. And you just go from like car to house to store to house and store and back again. It's not that big of a deal, you know, but the snow, it like ruins your quality of life, I feel, for a few months out of the year. Oh, I have a fun work rant. Okay. Oh, and then a rant on boundaries. Okay. On Sunday, we'll officially have been working for 3 months without a salary because the city of Boston doesn't want to give us things like livable wages for paraprofessionals, or you only need to teach on one license and not 2 or 3 because we're being too inflexible. Oh my God. That's actually wild. I would actually be ready to throw a fit. Like sit down and throw a fit. Okay, just because you had spoiler tags, Luthien, is it okay if I read this out loud for the stream? My wheelchair doesn't like pushing through 2 feet of snow. Absolutely. I mean, I feel like it probably can't sometimes. My cat is locked into the cat cam right now. Baby, and that's really cute. Okay, that's fine. Not salary, my brain broke. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Can we get a rant on enforcing boundaries with families? I'm proud of myself for enforcing my boundaries with my sister. She made some really homophobic comments compared. Oh my God. Of course. Yeah. The common comparison that people make about gay marriage. And I told her I'm not interested in a relationship, and she texted me today, and I reinforced what I said last week without being mean or making what she said. Okay. Wow. Okay, Luthien, high five. I'm so proud of you because that's hard, especially when people push back and they're like trying to pretend that it's all normal and you're like, The people pleaser in me struggles in that moment to be like, okay, I have to do it again now, even though I did the difficult part already. It's really scary. Also, actually, yes, echoing that sentiment, how on earth, yeah, because your contract, okay, not without a salary. Got it. I was like, how did you live without a salary for that long? That's even worse though. Well, maybe not worse, but still shitty. Do you have constant snow where you are? How do we have so many accidents in Alberta? It's always this way, in the winter. Oh God. That sounds stressful. See, Canada sounds wonderful in some regard, and then stuff like that comes up, and I'm like, well, you know. Oh, also, you guys, I've decided instead of shaving my eyebrows off, I'm gonna do baby brows. I asked my brow person to just shorten the tails a little bit so that I could like get used to it, you know, so I could like work my way up to it. So where they're just like a teeny tiny little bit shorter than they normally are. But the gay audacity has been awoken inside of me, and now I want half eyebrows. Like I want to just like right here. Yeah. But like pointy though, you know, so they're like pointier, you know, just like half brows, but are like pointy and like very, you know what I'm saying? I'm very excited about it. I'm looking forward to having some some very gay audacity eyebrows. Okay, rant. I'm deciding what clothes to take with me when I visit my grandma with family, which won't trigger a why don't you dress more feminine argument. It feels worse after living alone for the first time. Oh, Link, that's the worst feeling. I'm so sorry, because having to think that hard about what you wear when other people don't have to think that hard is a special type of inequity that it activates the like, but it's wrong part of my autistic brain. I'm sure that I would struggle with that a lot. Big love to you, friend. No one here will ever ask you why you don't dress a certain way, mostly because we don't know what your clothes look like. Well, mostly because we would never ask someone like that, and partially because we don't know what your clothes look like. Dark colors might be a good bet. That's fair. The blanket that I'm sitting on is all weird. My mom always has something to say about my outfit. I can call it, oh God. That's suffocating. A few districts north of Boston just ended their strikes. I hope that Boston is afraid we'll strike, so hopefully we get some movement. Oh, good. God. Having to strike for a fucking contract, like the world that we're living in. Let's see. I would trade a chance to go to Disney World and see a space launch. What happened? I missed a chapter. I'd offer to trade with you as my heat tolerance is down in my socks, and I can probably handle the snow better, but I'm sure I don't want to inflict the joys of Florida on you. Yeah, that's fair. I know a lot of people like Florida because it's close to Disney World. You know, I've never been to Disney World. I've been to Disneyland plenty of times. The mouse looms large. Australia has banned social media for kids under 16, so that's pretty cool. That's very interesting. Huh. I have mixed emotions about that. I think it's good, obviously, but in some ways I'm like, I don't know. I wonder how that affects their like social culture, you know? Boop, 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 boop. Okay, my rant. Why does my family pretend that my husband isn't dead on the holidays? His absence is never acknowledged, nor is his extra grief on those days. My extra grief on those days. Jennifer, that's really sad. I am so, so, so sorry, because it should be acknowledged. Christine. Yeah, I feel like people will not talk about it because they think they're being sensitive, or because they're just not willing to push past their own discomfort, which makes you feel very lonely then. That's not fair. You shouldn't be made to feel extra lonely on top of feeling the grief on a day that everybody else is just like la-di-da-di-da, it's so fun and happy and normal, and like, no, it's not. Yeah, that's the other thing. Yes, Mama Do, is that it's weird also. That's fucking weird behavior. I'm sorry that's happening, Jennifer. I'm glad that you got to share it with us, though. Thanks for telling us that. Okay. Reminds me what my mom commented on my outfit last night. I was wearing a short dress, which is almost unheard of for me. One of the first things she said to me upon noticing it is that, oh, did you finally realize you're a girl? Oh my God. That's so rude. The amount of people's moms who have like such poisonous things to say about your clothes is like upsetting. It's kind of shocking. Like, it's not shocking, you know, but it like is at the same time. Like, still, ew. Yeah, what the fuck? Take it from a Floridian. I live 35 minutes from Disney World. It's not all it's commercialized to be. I can imagine just the traffic alone would push my buttons. I don't think I have what it takes to live close to a major theme park like that. I had the exact opposite this morning. Okay, I'm not going to read that on stream, Christine, just because it's a very sensitive topic, but I'm on I-4 46 times a week, depending on my husband's schedule. I don't know what that means, but I believe you. It sounds stressful to me. So, I hope you feel like this energy is... I won't lie, that's a lot of text, and my neurodivergent brain skimmed through some of it. I will read more of it later, maybe. Okay, so my brow person also, in an attempt to be kind, was like, oh, I'm going to fill these in a little bit. And I was like, okay, I should have said something. But I was like, maybe it'll be fine. It was not. I have little, like, I don't think they're blisters, but they're like little bumps that are like very itchy. Hi, Kira Jen Mystic. Thanks for coming. Happy to see you. Hi, Fabian. As if I didn't say hi to you earlier. Can we rant about how uncomfy it is to be asked, what do you want for Christmas? Yeah, when you know you're too broke to get that person a gift. I mean, but also just generally, like, why are we doing this to people? It's very uncomfortable. That especially though, Fabian, I'm so sorry, because then it's like the expectation of reciprocity and you're like, okay, but I can't do that. So what do I do? And like, how do I deal with this now? And you have to find a kind way to like rebuff that advance, but in a way that is like serious though. And like, you know, is like putting a foot down. I know I need to put an ice pack on my brows, Christine. Putting a foot down without being like, you know, oh no, like when people think you're just like, oh no, I could never. Like you have to actually be serious about it, but in a way that doesn't hurt their feelings. It puts you in an impossible situation. It really does. Yes, gift cards for bills should be a thing. Aaron and I were just talking about that. Literally. Like if you really want to do something kind, can you just pay one of my bills? Or like contribute some money towards one of my bills? Because that's really what's going to bring me joy. It's like not having to pay a bill next month or paying off a bill that I would like to not have. Hi, Kathleen. Yeah, it's live still. We're just chit-chatting. Yes, gift cards are great. Okay, cash. Yeah, no, Allie, that's true. I have gift giving such a waste of time and money. We're all adults. You buy yourself something and I'll buy myself something. Okay, Kathleen, Aaron and I have talked about this too, which is that maybe instead of getting gifts for Christmas, we just buy ourselves whatever the fuck we want, and then we can just spend time together. You know, time is really our most limited resource anyways. So let's just spend time together. I don't know. Gift giving makes me uncomfortable. I think also because I have very specific taste too. I don't really want gifts from like, I don't know, anybody, because that just makes me like feel awkward. But also because like I have very specific taste and I'm probably just going to buy myself what I want anyways, you know? So anything that someone could ask me like, oh, what do you want? I'm like, well, it doesn't matter because I already bought it, you know? Gift cards are great. I need grocery money. Yeah, okay, a grocery gift card has been one of the best gifts that I've ever received. The gist of, if I tell people who say homophobic, racist, ableist, sexist, etc. comments, I will pray for God to give them empathy for people because they clearly don't have any currently. Okay, love that. Okay, yes, Lou. Love that. I like getting people gift cards for takeout services. Yes. Actually, one of the best gifts I've ever gotten to was just, it was like a little Christmas wreath. My parents did this for us one year. It was a little Christmas wreath and it had little clothespins on it. And it had just a couple of gift cards on it that was like $5, $10 to a couple of places. It was like, you know, one for the gas station and one for like Raising Cane's. And we like Raising Cane's a lot. And then one for like Taco Bell, you know, and then I think there was actually like a Walmart one or something. Just like little things, you know, nothing wild, nothing crazy. But like gift cards for a couple of places that we do actually go is like, I don't know, I think that's nice. But I just, yeah, I'm not really a gift person like that. On my 49th birthday, 49, I had a pimple on my cheek and a notification that I only had a week's notice for a potentially career-defining French oral exam. Kimberly, that's stressful as fuck, dude. Oh, that's cool. You can gift Costco gift cards to non-members. They don't need a membership to use the gift cards. Huh. Are we allowed to do more election ranting right now? Because the onslaught of discourse about meeting in the middle is driving me bananas. So I was going to say that we are going to limit politics talk to the first hour and a half. Costco gas gift cards. Never mind. To the first hour and a half, but we didn't really talk about politics at all until now. So I'm fine with that. I think I'm fine with that. We have had a good amount of time of, not feeling, no, you're fine, Ellie. We've had a good amount of time of not feeling like bogged down in it. I just didn't want the whole stream to be like a politics rant because obviously there's plenty to rant about, but no, feel free because also I agree. The like both sides discourse is really fucking, it's pushing my goddamn buttons. Does Arco have gift cards? Probably. You see something that you think someone would like, gift. Exactly. No strings attached. Yes. That's, I think, the way that gifts ought to be, too, is that, like, if you see something and you think of someone, then that should, that's a nice thing for a gift. But not like, okay, let me try to figure out what I'm going to get this person. Because then it feels like an obligation, too. And it's not, I don't like that. Okay, do you have any advice for someone who is on the spectrum experiencing social anxiety around people coming over for the holidays? I mean, it's a hard thing, Kristen, because it's very situationally specific, right? I will say, depending on your level of safety, something that I have found helpful in my own life is verbalizing the things that I'm unsure about. Or at the very least, like Aaron and I have that rapport. And so sometimes I'm able to verbalize to Aaron privately, like, is this what that person meant? Or like, I'm not really understanding what's happening here. And to have like that sort of, I don't know, space to talk about it. And also like to get some feedback about like, oh no, I think what they actually meant was X, Y, or Z. Aaron and I do that for each other all the time. So I think verbalizing it, again, depending on your level of safety or verbalizing it to a safe person privately, can help take some of the sting out of it, I guess it's rude to ask in my family. I don't see why it is. We ought to do what's best for everyone. Hold on, I missed it. Giving a budget is socially unacceptable. I've been doing that for years. I can't help it. I'm poor and my in-laws have champagne taste. I feel like that's totally fair. I think also, for what it's worth, stuff about gifts and gift giving and like how we feel most loved, all of that is going to be highly situational depending on people's family and your particular situation and your culture also, So I think it's perfectly normal for it to look one way in a certain family and to look, totally opposite in a different family. Traveling the weekend before Christmas for Grandpa, then chilling at home Christmas Day to appreciate each other and let the kids enjoy their gifts. I was terrified when he said he was asking, though. Hold on. I missed, I think, something. My parents asked the whole family to travel to visit my grandpa for Christmas this year. Since he can't travel well anymore, my husband somehow managed to get us Christmas Day off in the exchange. Oh, that's nice, little E. Aaron and I were talking about that yesterday because our Thanksgiving, we cooked, we prepped pie crust and then sat around. Aaron practiced and did some music stuff, and I watched TikToks and played video games. And then we finished our pie, did some cooking, sat down to eat, and then we watched the extended version of Lord of the Rings for like 4.5, 5 hours. We had ice cream. And we just like took little breaks and hung around and chit chatted. And it was the most amazing, like wonderful healing day. We took the dogs outside and, you know, like breaks to and from like the backyard and getting fresh air. And it was really nice. It was just a wonderful day. And I think that's such a perk of centering your family that you live with on holidays, because then you're not doing like the traveling so much. It's the traveling too that really gets me. Stardew Valley, Lou. I bought a little Junimo for the wall so that the Junimo and the Korok can sit next to each other on the couch. And then I was like, wow, I really want to play Stardew Valley again. So, hold on. I'm on a family vacation, which my uncle paid for. I feel obligated to do everything he wants me to do. I'm a few days in, and he's been whining anytime anyone doesn't want to do something. Oh, Britt, that sounds fucking awful. I hate when people are like that because it's just stressful. You should be allowed to be in charge of your own time, regardless of who paid for the thing. But that is a lot of people's expectation, which is... that's another part of gifts that make me uncomfortable, is the reciprocity expectation and the like influence expectation of like, well, I paid for it, so now you have to do the thing I want. And like, ugh. Any gray rocking tips? My emotions won't allow it. In regard to like not like you, Allie, do you mean like maintaining your own boundaries so that you effectively gray rock because you just feel bad about it? Or like, what do you mean? I try and state the same words back and add a yup. I'm so tempted to get the mug and tote bag from Stardew. Oh my god, fun. I didn't know there was a mug and a tote bag. A sip of water every time they say something hateful. Get hydrated with their hate. Yeah, I think, I was going to say, just replying in the affirmative, is just like, okay, right? And not even like a snarky okay, but just like a, okay, sure, you know? Maintaining as flat of an affect as you can, like neither positive nor negative, to just say like, okay, all right, and just like move along, tends to be helpful. Also, don't be afraid to have an exit buddy. If it's hard for you to gray rock for a long time, then practicing like an okay, all right, and then having like a strategy with a safe person to sort of pull you out of that situation can be relieving for me anyways, because I kind of struggle with that also. Oh, the mug and the tote bag are so cute. Stardew Valley is a great game. My rule in recent years has been a limit of 5 days per family visit. Anything longer than that, Fabian, even that, I'm like, woo. That's a long visit. Like a 5-day, 7-day vacation for just me and Aaron, sure, right? Especially if you're flying or driving on either side of that, great. But 5 days with family, I think I would pass away. Oh, how's Vanny doing? She's doing better. She, I think, is under the impression that she's better than she is because she keeps trying to jump on the couch, which is stressful. But otherwise, she's good. I mean, she's mostly back to normal, really. We're having to supervise her a lot less, which is wonderful. Jazz cabbage. Oh, jazz cabbage. Jazz cabbage is so good. Yeah, 5 days is a lot of days. Yep. Exit option to go to the bathroom. Gotta pee. Gotta go bathroom. That's like my most common or commonly recommended excuse when it's starting to get overwhelming being around people, or like especially people that you're trying to gray rock, is like, I need to go to the bathroom. Yeah. Well, and also, Allie, having a conversation beforehand with somebody else, like a safe person. I'm thinking probably of your safe person, but I just don't want to say that person's name on stream, obviously. About rescuing you can be really helpful because you might not be able to think of that. Code words. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to respect people's privacy. Oh, yes, using code words. No, Christine, I get what you're saying. But yes, having them be accountable for that beforehand, can go a long way because your nervous system might not be in a place where you're able to, but theirs might be. So then they can be like, oh, hey, I need you. Or like, hey, can you help me? Or like, I'm looking for something. Or like, I forgot something in the car. You know, I thought I lost a card for somebody in the car or my AirPods, whatever. I don't know. Can you help me find it? That kind of a thing. Because then you get to leave. What in the non-American is this? Okay, Mickey or anyone, any tips for dealing with passive-aggressive people? My trans girlfriend is staying and my grandma is conservative / passive-aggressive, gray rock, and I want to look out for my girlfriend. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the tack that you want to take, right? Because in some circumstances, folks are going to feel most validated by being passive-aggressive back, right? But in other circumstances, that might not be safe. Like literally, figuratively, emotionally. And it also might not be wise, right? Responding to passive aggression with passive aggression might lead to outward aggression. And so that might not be great. So gray rocking in that case might be good. If you know that passive aggression is going to go unescalated, then responding to passive aggression with passive aggression might feel good. Or be helpful. I don't know. It really just depends. Oh, gray rocking is a term that people use to describe how you respond to someone who is trying to manipulate you or trying to like get a rise out of you, basically, to put it in plain language. So for example, when someone is being passive aggressive towards you, because they are trying to get an emotional reaction, gray rocking is just saying like, okay, right? Or like in the example from earlier, somebody said, you know, their family was like, oh, did you finally learn how to dress like a girl, right? Like that, or did you finally realize you were a girl or whatever? That might have been an attempt to get a reaction out of somebody. And so in that case, responding in a gray rocking technique might just be like, I guess, or like, okay, you know, like a sort of non-committal, like, huh. And then moving on, right? Not really giving anybody buy-in one way or the other, you know? Because in that scenario, someone, like if you give them a sort of non-committal, like, I guess, they might respond with a like, oh, come on, you know, and then continuing to gray rock would just be like a, yeah, well, anyways, and just like moving on, right? Like not really investing or participating at all, just being a rock. That's why they call it gray rocking, like just basically as if that person were talking to no one. Yeah, exactly. Not accepting the invitation. Or say or do the same thing you do when you're pretending that you heard what someone just said because you don't want them to repeat themselves for the 5th time. Yes. Yeah, that's a great explanation. Uh-huh. When you're responding to somebody that you haven't heard after you've asked them to repeat themselves 5 times because you just can't hear them. Just do that. Like the just this sort of non-committal like yeah. Yeah. Yeah, just sort of whatever response. Make up a song together to sing in the car on the way to and from the visit. Ours is to the tune of Camptown Races and includes the lyrics, stick to your plural, stick that plural right up your ass. Don't be an ass, Bob. Bob thinks they, them is plural. Okay, that's incredible. Yeah, you're just not giving them the attention that they want. Yeah, of course. Fake smile. Interesting. Yeah. Sometimes, also the excuse thing, for what it's worth, Allie, I find that the more um transparent the excuse, the better, depending on the circumstance, right? Obviously, we need it to be safe for you. But when you do the obvious, like, so sorry, I have to go feed my cat at a family gathering where you're very obviously not leaving, is like a great, like, you're being sort of non-aggressive, right? But it is very clear that, like, I'm leaving because I don't want to talk to you. Right? Yeah, it is very shady. Obviously, again, you want that to be safe for you, and you want it to provide you with the outcome that you're looking for. So, if laying low and like not antagonizing a partner's family is the goal for the evening, then that might not be the strat. But depending on what you're looking for. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes people do have outbursts of gray rocking, so be careful. I did it to a guy at my old job, and the entire staff, he told this entire staff that I'm secretly in love with him, so be safe. Okay, that is so unprompted and confusing. Yes. What a weird person. Weirdo behavior. Partner needs help fixing his hair. Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Disney World, it was a place that cemented my all-encompassing hatred of purity culture. In short, the happiest place on earth. I was anything but happy. Oh, Joshua, that's really sad. I'm sorry. Was it like situational? Well, you don't have to tell me. It doesn't matter. But that sucks. And it's interesting how trauma gets stored sometimes in relation to places and people and like memories. Because it kind of ruins those things when that feels sort of unfair. Um, yeah, Allie, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a great response to somebody doing something like that to you is just to stare into space and say nothing. That's a great gray rocking strategy. Gray rocking can be helpful for me because when biggest piss me off, I tend to react like Prince Zuko. I'm working on it. I've seen so many people on TikTok talk about how if they like, if I process my anger, I'm going to jail. Like, don't do that. Obviously, don't do that. But also do make space for you to process your own emotions about it afterwards. One thing that Erin and I find very helpful after being subjected to people that we have to gray rock or be the bigger person with, is to have a real good bitch sesh on the way home. Kind of like what we're doing now, But just usually ours are more heightened, more emotionally heightened. Because it feels good and like you get to feel seen by somebody because then, you get it all out, all the things you wish you would have said. um, Trying to take 5 minutes on the porch. And my pantsless 3-year-old will not let me. It keeps coming outside even though it's 30 degrees. Oh my God, little E. I am so sorry. It's that thing. See, that's the thing. Like kids, it's like a genuine ignorance. They don't know. And it is sort of cute in the abstract. But in practice, it's like, dog, what are you doing? You can't do that. Hi, Aria. Hi, Morgan. That's what we did on the drive between my husband and my family's dinners yesterday. Highly recommend. Some people think that it's like, oh, you're being so negative. No, that is called emotional processing. That is called emotional processing or verbal processing with a safe person. So seeking validation from a partner, that is a perfectly normal and valid thing to do. Calling bitch sessions emotional processing now. Yeah, exactly. Ooh, the why are you so sensitive thing. Because I am. Because I was made that way and I want to stay that way. I saw a delightful poem yesterday about how, I don't want to develop thicker skin. I want my thin skin to be respected by the world around me. And like, yes, all very much that. That's how I feel about it. Hold on, I missed something. Doop, 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 doop. Another good response is saying, can you repeat that? I'm not sure I heard correctly. And then, yeah, that's what I thought. And moving on. That's really funny. He wants to crawl in my bathrobe like we did on summer mornings. He says you warm me up. Oh, that's so sweet. But also, like, no. Not when you're touched out. When I was 19, a time where anxiety towards all things sexual or related to it was at its peak, thinking about it, seeing about it, etc. Oh, hold on. I missed the first thing you said. Also, hi, Frylik. How you doing? I noped out family group chats without hesitation. My sister-in-law still cackles with joy about the time that I quit the chat in response to a toxic rant from my mother-in-law. No response, just worry more has left. Yes, love that. Alternatively, if it's not safe for you to do that, just mute it. Turn the notifications off, mute it, never respond. Just don't look at it. Because you don't need that in your life. Boop, boop, boop. Someone said that to me once after I stood my ground with them on not wanting to engage with them in a bad faith argument, and I just stared him down until eventually scampered off. Incredible. Love. I have a friend, a salt mate, if you will, who is always down for me to say, can I be a bitch for a second? And he's like, please. Yes. See? That's what we're doing. We're just making space for us to be emotionally processing today. No, it's not healthy. Shaming humans for experiencing human emotions is not healthy. That's besides the fact that it's not healthy, it's also mean, right? Because even if that were true, that somebody is being extra sensitive, okay, so you're mad at them for that. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why? That doesn't affect you. Like, why are you being so mean to somebody who is just that way, even if they are being extra sensitive, which likely it's not. It's probably just a person who's just experiencing their emotions. But even if that were the case, why is it normal or kind for you to be like, oh, actually, I think that your emotions are burdensome, bothersome, are a thing that you should be ashamed of? Hello? That doesn't make any sense. That's literally so cruel. And for what? Like, you don't get an award for being less sensitive than I am. Okay, you win. What do you want? Like, no one's going to fucking cheer for you. There's no award at the end of your life for having experienced less emotions than me. Go away. It's fucking rude. I want to gray rock my family, like those videos of virtual offices where the boss is talking to you in a virtual room and you start walking away on the map. Love. Okay, UPS driver rant. Feral kittens who do not let me pet their little faces. Oh, I would be so sad. Mickey, I need you to go back in time and tell that to child me when my family told me to get a thicker skin. Okay, right? You and me both, Em. You and me both. I hate that emotions aren't accepted at work. I know. My therapist said he doesn't understand calling someone too sensitive. People are just what they are, and if it's not a fit, walk away. Yes, exactly. Exactly. If we're just not compatible in a relationship, in any regard, because of the way that we just are, then that's fine. Just like kindly say that. But there's no need for you to try to force me to be the way that you are because you think that that's right. Because, like, again, cruel, but also probably not actually going to work. So, like, why don't we just not? Let's just, like, skip that part. And you could just go, you know? I just think that that is an easier and also kinder strategy. That reminds me of doing that in so many video games. Oh, I'm just gonna go. Yes, as some NPCs just talking about stuff. Yes. Well, and also, too, sometimes, Rowan, it's like, well, your reaction to me being mean to you makes me feel bad. So I'm going to tell you that you're being too sensitive and I need you to stop it. No, I will not. I'm going to feel exactly how I feel. And if you feel guilty about that, maybe that's something that you should reflect about. Like, reflect inward. Maybe that's a good feeling for you to sit with, you know? Yes. Isn't calling someone too sensitive technically being too sensitive about their sensitivity? Honestly, kind of. That's kind of a good point. The guy I was dating for 4 months and who I checked in with regularly about the status of our relationship and how he was feeling decided to end things with me because I cried while on meds and treated me like shit and told me fear I was oh my god. That's so mean. Wow, fuck that guy. I'm happy that you don't have to share space or emotions or affection with a garbage human like that. But damn. Like, what the fuck? Christine, just use NPC lines. Honestly, saying something completely nonsensical and unrelated is an interesting way to possibly gray rock people, right? When someone's like, you're too sensitive, just start like, yeah, the wind's coming in from the east. Just like completely avoiding the conversation is kind of funny. I feel like that would be really bewildering to someone who's trying to belittle you, to just like start talking about completely unrelated things. I think bonus points for the more the more off-putting, the better, you know? That fungus on my foot finally healed up. Yeah, Baldur's Gate NPC lines. I need to find 15 red berries for my life. Blue flower, red thorns. Blue flower, red thorns. I can rant about how excited I am to have leftovers for dinner. Allie, very much yes. You can rant about the other stuff if you want to. The person I had in my basement finally escaped. Joe, no. My rant for the day is that I want to make pasta, but I don't have any tomato sauce. Fry like that's the worst. I'm sorry. See above. It's essentially not taking the bait from mean people. Oh, yeah. Christine, no. Okay. Samantha said I have a rant about my mom just saying she doesn't remember stuff when I bring up stuff from childhood. The fact that I used to have a bunny that just disappeared after I asked my family to take care of it for a week while I visited my grandparents. Oh, I loved Benjamin, but I got stonewalled with I don't remember and a blank stare when I bring it up. Fuck family of origin sometimes. That is absolutely fucking awful. Oh my god. I'm so sorry. The way that I would literally never recover. Oh my god. That's really sad. Fuck that. Fuck that and fuck those fucking people. My initiation to the satanic temple has been going smoothly. Yeah, exactly. Saying to someone you're too sensitive is a form of gaslighting. Well, kind of. Gaslighting is typically more like objective events. It can be, depending on the context of the relationship. Yeah, it's a really common thing, though, for parents to do this, where they say that they don't remember stuff from childhood. Like, stop doing that. That isn't a joke. I have a TSD bag. Okay, wait, that's even better, Christine. Just start saying that to people. Because it's both true and surprising. My mom did that all the time. I'm so sorry. Yeah, we are all very sorry that that happened to you because what the fuck? I can bring stuff up that my dad that he said he didn't and gets mad. That's worse. Oh my god. Not just like pretending that it didn't happen, but also actively getting mad at you. Hello? My mom has memory issues and forgets a lot of things. But it sucks. And it sucks, but she's being genuine. That's fair. That's different. Okay, Joe, I don't know what that gif was, but I'm going to pretend that I didn't see it. Ugh. Yes, for you it was a Tuesday, but for me it was life-defining trauma. Yeah, I tell my clients that all the time. The axe may never remember, but the tree will never forget, you know, if they are actually being truthful that they forgot about it, which my suspicion is that a fair amount of the time it's actually just a shame response to try to avoid having to take accountability because people are uncomfortable with that. But that's a good reason for us to go to therapy and to get comfortable with taking accountability for things, to work on our shame wounds so that we can be more receptive to people's critiques. That's true, Frylick, you're right. There's a difference between not remembering things and being shitty about it. Advocating for a New England chapter. Yes, we did talk about it at the top. We have not taken any concrete steps towards actually organizing it. We are aware of like what we need to do. But it also is going to depend on whether it's going to depend on Aaron and I's location. So we'll see. Tell them off, Snod. Okay, none of that. No one true religion shit. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think we're probably just going to wrap up stream instead of taking a bio break. I feel like 3 hours is a fair amount of time. Always the only way. No. There's plenty of ways that are all very valid. Joe. I will probably have a meeting with the mods actually sometime soon to chat more about the church details. But probably after the holidays at least, because like I said, it depends on a couple of things that Aaron and I are still waiting on details about. So we don't know yet. I've been reading Healing the Shame That Binds You. Great book. Ooh, thanks for the recommendation. Thanks, I need to pee for reals. Okay, yeah, we will call it there. I hope that you guys have a wonderful evening. Also reminder, or for those of you who missed it, I did make a Shop Small Saturday discount code for merch. So if you want to buy some merch or you've been waiting on something, the discount code is SHOPSMOL. SHOPSMOL. That's the discount code. So if you want to buy some merch, that's that. But I will see you guys tomorrow, in theory, for our regularly scheduled programming. And then on the 7th, not the 7th, the 6th, we'll be having, so next week, there'll be no regular stream. We'll be doing Discord only, because that's the thing that we're doing now. I'll explain it. I'll put up a community tab post, but I will see you guys later. Love you all the most. Hang in there. Be kind to yourselves. Okay, bye.